Finelli, have you got $60 extra a week or you just got $60 a week? I can feed you dinner 6 nights a week for total $60. Maybe you haven't heard about this, my Heart Healthy Home Meals. I give you 6 meals a week, you pick them up at Pops, it's $60 a week. I guarantee you go out to eat one time, you spend more than $60. I guarantee you if you go to the grocery store one time, you spend more than $60. And then you still got to tip, and then you still got to cook and prep and worry. Forget all that. I got you. $60 a week. Let me know. I'm right there at Pops. You know how to reach me.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ronnie's Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ronnie's Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Weekdays are a great time to visit North Carolina State Parks. The best time to learn about nature is to be able to look, listen, and feel its natural beauty. A visit to the North Carolina State Parks is perfect for homeschoolers, scout groups, and teachers looking for a fun field trip during the week. You'll be amazed at all the natural wildlife you'll see when you experience the beauty of each North Carolina State Park. Visit ncparks.gov to get all the information on the closest park near you. In studio with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you guys have a disinfecting service for homes and businesses.
Yes, we have a 2-step process that includes disinfecting and also provides 30 days of protection to all surfaces treated. We're doing this for 10 cents a square foot in businesses and $10 a room in your home.
Mike, how can folks get in touch with you?
Call me directly at my cell, 252-999-0001. Again, 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Or fixednc.com.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owner's insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood is employee pricing on all Buicks and GMC SUVs, including Canyon, with the purchase and lease options. Remember, Brown & Wood is the home for the lifetime powertrain warranty for all makes and models.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. How can you help people with back pain?
Well, you know, most people are going to have back pain at some point during their life, but you don't have to live with it. A bad MRI or a bad x-ray does not mean you're destined to always have pain. We have specialists that are well trained to find out what the true problem is and the true source of your pain so they can get you on track to feeling better. So don't suffer with back pain. Our nationally board certified specialists are here to help you. To learn more, visit us at kptonline.com. We can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are live online, pr927fm.com. You can find us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live if you want to watch today's program. Got a big one coming your way. A lot of ECU football talk, college football talk coming your way, as Double B, Brian Bailey, going to join me coming up at 3:30. Here on the show, we'll keep the ECU football talk rolling at 4 o'clock with Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector. The big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, already has a play he wants to talk about coming up this Saturday regarding SMU. We'll talk some college football, some NBA, and more with Jeff Nadu coming up at 4:30. And then at 5 o'clock, Troy D will be here inside the Pirate Radio studios, and we will talk to MMA fighter Jamie Pickett, who won last week in the Dana White Contender Series, meaning he gets a UFC contract and will be involved in UFC fights coming up. So some awesome news for Jamie Pickett. We've had him here in the Pirate Radio studios in the past. He'll join us on the Fixed NC Live line and talk about that coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. We will kick off today's show with a lot of news and notes, and Jonathan Ellerbe, who joins me here flanked to my left. Hello, Ellerbe.
What's up, Clip? How are you doing?
Doing all right, as we got some news to hit as we begin today's program, of course, regarding ECU. Football still on pause.
Yes.
Still awaiting word on when ECU can officially return to the field in a practice capacity. I understand that I've seen a lot of Pirate Radio listeners, Ellerbe, helping out with boots on the ground, riding by and seeing players kind of doing workouts and things like that, but not in an official capacity. So we're still awaiting that word.
Yeah, but the Pirates have time right now. First game now scheduled for September 26th against Central Florida here in Greenville. So not a huge sense of urgency, but definitely a huge sense of urgency of just be more normalcy if they were back at practice. We were having practice reports. So look forward to hopefully hearing some news about ECU officially returning to practice very soon.
All right, some news and notes. This hit about 20, 30 minutes ago. The Carolina Panthers, Panthers.com, put out a release saying Bank of America Stadium will not host fans in Week 1. The Panthers will begin their season September 13th at Bank of America Stadium against the Raiders, and there will not be fans in attendance. In that statement, they said, despite our best efforts, we are deeply disappointed to share that you will not be with us at Bank of America Stadium. Thought they had a typo. I just had a reading typo. When the season opens against Las Vegas, they say, we will not allow an empty stadium to affect our performance on the field, but your presence gives us an undeniable edge. I do like that they say that this is not a choice between a full stadium or an empty stadium. We have offered compromises and alternatives. We will continue reaching out to government officials regarding options for future games. So basically that if they're allowed at some point, Ellerbe, to have 15% capacity, 25% capacity, whatever, the Panthers are going to do all they can. And that's similar to ECU. The folks at ECU have been going over those things as well to see what they could possibly do once they're allowed fans to get in, once we move out of phase 2, which we might have news on that coming up in a moment as well.
Sure, absolutely. And of course, the Panthers' first game is September the 13th. That Sunday, as you mentioned, against the Raiders. The Pirates a couple weeks after that, so you kind of wonder what kind of guidelines, as you heard Ryan Robinson on the Brian Bailey show. I mean, it's just really week to week, day to day, and by that point, who knows? But it does kind of set precedents. I guess if East Carolina would have stayed the course to play Marshall that on the 12th, that it would have been highly unlikely that any fans would have been in Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium.
Some other news, and you can find both of these stories on our Pirate Radio social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Roy Cooper will announce Tuesday, this according to WRAL, an easing of some of the business and social restrictions he's put in place to limit the spread of coronavirus. So potentially some positive news coming out Tuesday from Governor Roy Cooper, Ellerbe.
Yeah, that would. I mean, it seems like Planet Fitness and some other gyms are announcing they're opening up. So maybe they found some loopholes, and maybe the governor's reacting to that. But certainly, people will be dialed in to hear what he has to say on Tuesday. And obviously, I think big sporting events is going to have something to do with it as well. I think the Panthers taking the safe route on their opener on the 13th, and then maybe their next game is, as you mentioned, a possibility that they're at 10 or 15% capacity.
Yeah, we shall see. What does that mean for Dowdy Ficklen Stadium in late September or on into October? I don't know. We'll see. I'm starting to get a little more optimistic that at some point in the season, some amount of fans will be able to watch a game at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium.
Yeah, I think the key, as I said, we got to get one game under our belt. We got to get that September 26th game off without a hitch, and the Knights and the Pirates have to kick the football off and play that game, and then it's kind of like, hey, here we go. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. And I'm not as concerned much about fan attendance right now as much as at least getting one game off and running. And then will the Pirates go to Georgia State the next week? I mean, so that's a lot of questions and a lot of time between now and September the 26th.
Which I believe Georgia State will be allowing some fans.
Sure.
We've talked about this at the TED.
But doesn't October 3rd seem like an eternity at this point? Even
Absolutely.
September 26th does. It's what's crazy is, as we were sitting here talking this morning as our staff, this is the first Labor Day weekend we've had off at Pirate Radio, and ever. And usually, Monday Labor Day is a work day, much like
recapping the first game.
Usually. Yeah, much like Memorial Day Monday is too, because the baseball team's usually getting a bid to the NCAA baseball tournament. So that first Monday we're recapping, that Saturday game, and then looking ahead to it's the next opponent. So it's kind of weird to look ahead to the upcoming weekend and knowing that there's no Pirate football, but there will be some football, Clip Rock.
Yeah, and look, I cherish my Saturdays off in the fall during those bye weeks because it is awesome to just watch football all day. But there's not a full slate coming up this Saturday, but there are some games, including games with a couple of AAC teams. We thought that this 2020 fall football season is going to be a good opportunity for the American to catch some eyeballs, and they've got an awesome afternoon-night doubleheader with AAC teams right there on ESPN on the mothership, Ellerbe, involving Memphis 4 o'clock and at 8 o'clock. So you'll be able to watch some AAC football teams in action this Saturday. Got, of course, a couple of games coming up this Thursday night as well. I watched just about all of Saturday night's game between Austin Peay and Central Arkansas. I flipped over to see some Rex in Daytona and then flipped back, but I watched pretty much the entire game, Ellerbe, on Saturday night. How about you?
Does this mean bad news for NASCAR? If Clip Brock are you gravitating to football now? Is your NASCAR days over?
Sure, yeah. If there's a football game on, I'm watching that over anything.
I did not get a chance to see any of the Central Arkansas game. I saw a little snippet of a highlight here or there, but I do look forward to dialing in for some football this week. I'm going to be off this weekend, and I'm going to try to really sit back, relax, and try to check out some of these games. And you mentioned the AAC games. Some of the best games over the last few years have been some really good Memphis and Central Florida and South. There's been a lot of good games in the American towards the end of the season, and I hope that that's the case coming up this weekend.
I'm really excited about next Monday night. Again, everything feels like it's so far away, but I feel like we got over a pretty big milestone Saturday night with the first FCS game, the first college football game on TV. Again, there's some games Thursday night. There's a slate of games on Saturday. Next Monday night, Ellerbe, BYU and Navy. It's a good matchup on
Monday
national TV.
Night. Yes, and that one's in Provo, right?
It could be. I don't know.
Could be there or Annapolis.
One of the two. I don't care if it's played, out in the back lot. I'm watching on next Monday night.
I think that is a very interesting game because Navy's a fun team to watch, except when they're playing your team, which all us Pirate fans know about that. But and BYU has that. They just had that kind of draw because of who BYU is. And absolutely. Monday Night Football. And I think BYU right now is only sitting at about 7 or 8 games that they have locked in on their schedule. So their fans are really treasuring any opportunity that they're going to get a chance to play.
This game will be in Annapolis coming up next Monday. And BYU should be one of your favorite teams, Ellerbe, because they have proven that you can come up with an entire football schedule in about a week.
Absolutely.
Because that's what they've had to do, losing all their games against Pac-12 teams and and everybody else in between, they have had to piece together a football schedule this season.
That is one of my huge talking points right now. Drop the shenanigans. Let's go year to year of who teams should play, and even conference should do it. They should wait how the teams finished the year before, and schedule them the next year. Especially if the American's not going to have any divisions and just be 11 teams. Wait it out the next year. I mean, enough of the insanity of these 20, 30, and 32 games that we have to look forward to. Just go year to year. Let's make the best games possible. And absolutely, I wonder what the Annapolis attendance policy is going to be, because one of the coolest games you can go to is a game in Annapolis, and I actually would give Army the edge, because I've been to West Point several times, and the energy with the cadets in the stadium and the midshipmen in the stadium are into the game, and the traditions during and after the games, it's really cool.
Thank you, John Moody. He says the game is at Navy and there will be no fans. No cadets. No
cadets.
Yeah, that's a shame, right?
It will be. That's going to be an interesting part to me of watching one of these real college football games. I mean, I can't really count the Central Arkansas game that you watched the other night, because you're probably expecting that no fans were going to be there.
No, they had fans. You should have listened to our pregame show on Friday. You'd have really enjoyed it. But they did have some fans.
A few.
In attendance.
Not a lot.
No, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. When they dial in to Annapolis, where you normally see the stands full of midshipmen, and then as I said, when they circle over Death Valley at Clemson, and it is empty, that part of it's going to be like, okay, it's going to take a little bit to get used to, and then how are they going to do the camera angles?
They're going to run down and touch Howard's Rock with like nobody surrounding them or whatever?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I heard Ryan Robinson on the Brian Bailey Show saying Steve the Pirate right now benched until further notice.
No Steve the Pirate, no Brian Bailey on the sidelines,
no Cannon.
No, oh man, that's tough.
It's tough times.
Now that could change. Again, we're talking about like a month from now, less than a month. So, but
we're also talking about traditions that we don't have a team even practicing right now.
That is true. Got to get the team back on the practice field.
We're putting Steve the Pirate is putting the cart way in front of the horses. If Steve the Pirate's the only pirate out there, then we're in big trouble.
That is a good point. UCF on the docket for ECU for their first scheduled game on the 26th. The topic of, do you add another game to the schedule is a big one, and Ryan Robinson addressed that today. And I still feel like, and he mentioned it a little bit, Ellerbe, they're kind of looking towards maybe December rather than September 19th if they want to add a game.
Yeah, absolutely. That 100% makes sense. At this point, I think if you talk to Coach Mike Houston, he'd probably say, look, I need all the practice time I want, especially if I'm playing Central Florida first. So I think that 100% makes sense. I still believe that out of the 9 games right now, I just think there's probably going to be some issues that come up along the way, that if they can get 6 of those games in, I would consider that a win for the season. Whether they win the games or not, I don't know. But also the other thing you got to remember is that this year's kind of really unique because everybody gets their eligibility back. So I mean, it's like almost like it's kind of like scrimmages, really. I mean, I don't know what. I mean, they haven't determined what you're really playing for yet. Have they said that these bowl games are definitely out? I
was texting with a buddy on Saturday night, and towards the end of the game, he was like, what are these teams actually playing for? Because FCS has an awesome playoff structure.
Yes.
Where both of these teams that were playing Saturday night were in the playoffs trying to win a championship. FBS, you want to win your conference. The players and coaches want to go to a bowl. I don't care about bowls. And then there are like a handful of teams that can make it to the college football playoff and play for a college football playoff championship. But yeah, what are you playing for? If you're those FCS teams, you got like 4 games this year. They really are like scrimmages or bowl games. Even if you're ECU, I mean, are you playing? What happens to the AAC champion this year? Like, what do they do? Where do they go? Who do they play? Is that all you're playing for this year? I don't know. That's going to be interesting too. Like the guys are going to want to play and win, but what is the ultimate motivation? What is the carrot at the end of the stick?
Well, even in all these conferences, what happens if certain teams play more games than other teams? I mean, what does a
7-1 East Carolina team, are they better than a 6-0 Memphis team?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. I mean, how do you judge? I mean, it's just like.
And for me at this point, Shirley and I had this conversation about if the Big Ten does play in November, December, or whatever.
That is the biggest fraud in the world.
Are they a part of this football season? And at this point, I don't care. I just want to see games, almost individual games. But it's almost like the Big Ten is in a league of their own, in a division, in a sport of their own, if they're playing in November, December.
Well, you mentioned this last week. They're leaders and legends. And right now, they've decided not to play football. And I think they've got to hold that line.
Why? Sometimes it's okay to admit you're wrong.
I do, but
it takes a big man, a Big Ten, to admit you were wrong.
It does. And then if you're the presidents of the Big Ten right now, don't you have to remove your commissioner if it becomes overwhelmingly recommended that you play football this year?
What's that?
Don't they have to remove the commissioner if they decide to play football this year?
Look, it's okay to apologize and say you were wrong and move on.
It's okay to apologize. It's okay for you to let your son play for Mississippi State as the Big Ten commissioner, but not let any of your schools play.
Have an open mind and an open heart, Ellerbe.
I think that's part of the drama of the season. To me, that's one of the biggest storylines of the Big Ten, that they're hoping the SEC doesn't play. And then, all the recruits and any players that are in Big Ten country or even thought about going there. I mean, that's a huge storyline when it comes to college football right now.
I think they're going to come back because, again, they watch Saturday night. They're going to watch Thursday night next Saturday. They're going to see all these games, and they're going to reverse course. I really believe that.
It'd be outstanding drama. I find it hilarious that they think 2 months later that it's going to be that much safer, according to what all the information and data that they had to go along the way to cancel the season.
Well, they never released the data that they had, did they? That's kind of the story too. Yeah,
yes, they haven't been trained. That's part of the problem in some of this pandemic is people are making decisions, but not a lot of transparency of hey, look, here are the people that gave us this information, and here is why we made these decisions. And right now, I still stand by it. I've been saying it for a long time. The SEC is looking like geniuses the way they set up their schedule to start September the 26th, conference only. They're not having to have press conference and move games or change anything right now.
Yeah.
They are the leader in the clubhouse, and they are always usually the leader in college football, but they have seemed to have done it right, and which is, to me, why college football is in such chaos all the times, because everybody's such individuals, that if they would all come together and said, hey, look, if we all follow this, let's do this together as one. You want to get unity, here's the best plan. And instead, everybody was trying to be the big leader or legend in this, and someone's going to be a winner and someone's going to be a loser.
All right, I just want to watch football, Ellerbe.
I do too.
Let's not tag winners and losers here.
Sports are about winners and losers, Cliff.
And what if you don't play? Then you can't win, or you're a big loser. You're the biggest loser if you don't play.
I don't know
at all.
Your feelings are probably extremely hurt if you're watching college football.
Absolutely.
In the Midwest.
Dude, these guys are going to be fuming watching these games.
Who do you think is going to be the maddest out of all the Big Ten people?
I don't know. When Nebraska came out, Scott Frost seems pretty ill in Nebraska because they've had players sue the Big Ten.
Right.
That was the story was last week. Frost has already said, on the record, we're playing this year, which they're not unless the Big Ten jumps back in. So they got to be fuming right now. Obviously, Harbaugh's upset. Ryan Day's upset because they are a college football playoff team, Ohio State.
Sure.
So he's really upset. Hell, across the board, they're upset. Who's happy about it?
Do you think
Iowa?
Are the Big Ten presidents doing any press? Are they getting any? Are they doing any media? Are they doing a media tour locally or anywhere? I mean,
no way.
They are probably hiding in the basement of their houses, hoping not to answer any questions right now.
Yeah,
because they're going to have some angry fans, angry players, angry coaches. I mean, to me, it's going to be interesting, and I don't know how you start a season in Thanksgiving, and I guess they just play a conference.
You just said
championship
again. Don't worry about it, Ellerbe. You just play. You just have a football game on every Saturday from now until February. including the NFL. In fact, maybe beyond February if this stupid Big Ten season wants to go till April. I don't care. Just put it on TV. Let me watch it. Enjoy it.
Okay. I got it. let them get in their domes up there in Minnesota, Detroit, and
they better, right?
Yeah,
they better find some domes.
I mean, there's a good way to solve your no fan problem. Just play outside in December, January, February. And
those tough Midwesterners will go out there to those games. You seen Lambeau Field before?
Is that a search off game?
Yeah, absolutely. They're tough. They're tough up there. All right, so great sports weekend. Watch some Daytona. Watch college football. I only watched one NBA game. That was last night because Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell are just freaks right now. It's fun to watch.
Are you fading on the NBA? Is it because of the series?
I need round 2 to start. I don't know. I once it came back again, I was all in on football. Watched some Braves, of course. Bud Ellerbe. I watched a program that just came out on Netflix that has been out for a couple years on some YouTube service. Yeah. But you got to see it. Everybody's got to see it, but
me particularly,
our ages range. Yes. Cobra Kai is unbelievable.
Cobra Kai. What is it?
Do you know what Cobra Kai is?
Is it the Karate Kid thing?
Cobra Kai is the antagonist dojo in Karate Kid.
Yes.
And now Daniel-san and Johnny, they're all grown up. They're all in the show, and their bitterness continues. There's kids involved. There's rival dojos, and it is so good. It's so nostalgic. The music, the references. Yeah, you got to get on it.
Did you do karate as a kid?
Hell no. But I watched Karate Kid, and now I'm ready to start my own dojo after watching Cobra Kai.
Did you paint any fences or wax any cars?
I had a buddy that was like super into it, and I remember like he would do demonstrations at school and stuff. And his belt would go from like blue tip to red and all the different colors.
Nice. All right.
Up to black.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a series or a movie?
It is a series. There are 2 seasons out. Season 3 coming up in 2021.
30 minutes, hour? What are we talking here? 45?
Yeah.
The Netflix kind of likes to go the 40-minute route sometimes.
I think it's around 40, something like that.
That's I'll give it a chance.
And it's like, it's cheesy, corny. It's funny at times. It does have some language and
not safe for kids.
Some sexual references. Ooh. I don't think it's a Hunter show quite yet.
Okay, I got you.
But for a like an 80s kid, a 90s kid, man, it was so good.
All right.
Check it out, folks.
Does it have Troy D's song, The Best Around, playing in it?
It does in the intro. Yeah, but the music, it's got a lot of Boston. Brian Bailey would enjoy it.
Okay. You're going to be selling this to everybody all week, right?
Yes. I'm all in on Cobra Kai.
13 would be fair. On the road.
Yeah,
But depending on what they do to Georgia Tech, it could obviously get up higher than 17.
Yeah.
I think, too. But that could be your ask around question this week.
All right. I like it, Ellerbe. I like a good question of the week.
Yes.
Gets the ball rolling on a Monday. Thanks for hanging out. Got Brian Bailey coming up in just a little bit. He's going to join us in the Pirate Radio studios. Ellerbe, anything to plug? Pirate Radio podcast?
Yes, I did a new Pirate Radio podcast this week with one of the biggest ECU fans I know. That person happens to be my dad.
All right.
My dad has been watching East Carolina football.
What do they call him? The Goob?
Sometimes he's called the Goob.
The Goob.
Yeah, my kids call him Pop. I call him Dad. But he's been, his first East Carolina football game was in 1956, and then he came to East Carolina in 1959. So he's been watching East Carolina football so long. I just wanted to get his perspective of over the years of what he thought, what drew him into East Carolina football, what stood out to him, players, coaches, all sorts of stuff. So I had a good visit with my dad this past weekend, and that's going to be coming your way on the Pirate Radio airwaves and, of course, digitally. So look forward to sharing that with the listeners.
Awesome. Steve says we're watching Cobra Kai now. It's awesome. Thank you, Steve.
They quit watching us, and now they're watching Cobra Kai.
No, wait, at this moment? Don't do it right now.
Yes.
Susan says, what was the question of the week? The radio went off. Question of the week, what will be the spread between East Carolina and Central Florida? I got the Knights by 17.5. Ellerbe going around 13.
Yes. And this is the question of the week that keeps on giving till the week of the 26th.
Yeah, well, this is the question of the month, actually. Yes. We will continue to ask it.
Yes.
All right, Ellerbe, enjoyed it, man.
All right, see you next week.
There is Jonathan Ellerbe joining us here to kick off a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Take a time out, come back at Double B. Brian Bailey joining us next. We are back after this. when you can take your eye off a big pizza pie. That's Familia. Take a break from your dining room table and bring the family to Familia for lunch or dinner. Familia offers favorites like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken parmesan, chicken marsala, homemade meatballs, plus summer specials like mahi fish and chips, and steak pizzaola. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Call 689-6330. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College and FamiliaNC.com.
Are your workouts more fun than this? Well, if they are, then I want to sign you to an endorsement deal with Michelob Ultra. I'm looking for anyone and everyone who makes working out a blast. If that's you, head to TeamUltra.com for a chance to score awesome perks like Team Ultra gear and more. That's TeamUltra.com to enter.
No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 21 plus. See official rules at TeamUltra.com. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Back to school is here, and the Auto Store Group is committed to helping our customers drive the best quality pre-owned vehicles and is committed to caring about our kids and our community. This is Mary from the Auto Store Group, and right now, during our Backpack to School event, every time we sell a vehicle, we will be making a $50 donation to any local school that the customer chooses. The Auto Store Group, 3 locations, over 150 vehicles online at theautostoregroup.com, and most importantly, proud members of the Eastern North Carolina community for over 38 years.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash on 10th Street is now open. The 10th Street location is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. These Fast Passes will be good at all 3 Greenville locations. Visit us on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and now on East 10th Street. And coming soon, Haviland Express Lube and Pirates Cove Car Wash in New Bern.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
The Frells family lives on a lush piece of land called Greener Pasture, and they work on it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. With its durable construction and features that hook up to dozens of attachments with ease, no job is too tough. The Frells family runs with us, because this is more than just land, it's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Get quality at every turn with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, with 27 locations in North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. Find out more at QualityEquip.com.
If you're like many, you may have put on the Corona 5, 10, or even 15 over the last 2 months. Well, the weather is warm and it's time to get that body back on track. At Clean Eats, we have you covered. Our weekly meal plan will quickly help you get back to where you want to be. Order online at cleaneats.com. Our cafe is back open, sanitized, and waiting to serve you healthy lunch and dinner options for dine-in, takeout, curbside, or even delivered through our delivery partners. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
This is Coach Blake Harrell, defensive coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back to the show. PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. And Clip, as we head back into Pirate Radio Live, I do have a couple of informational updates for you.
I love information.
All right, first of all, let's start with college football. Iowa has paused their workouts until after Labor Day due to a COVID outbreak on their team.
What are they practicing for?
Yeah, and Iowa State has announced that they will have a 25% capacity at their football game scheduled for September 12th. And the ACC announced that they're going to allow stadiums to pump crowd noise into the stadiums during the football games, which would be interesting. And Major League Baseball news, the Marlins have reportedly acquired outfielder Starling Marte from the Diamondbacks. The Blue Jays are currently working a trade for Marlins second baseman Jonathan Villar, and the Padres acquire pitcher Mike Clevenger in a 9-player trade with the Cleveland Indians. And the Orioles are currently playing right now. And if you'll give me a second, I'll give you a score update here if my phone will let me. Okay, it's 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th. The Orioles in the lead over the Blue Jays right now, and there's one other game going on right now, and that's the Marlins and the Mets. Marlins up 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th.
All right, Shirley Rhodes at the score desk and the news desk. Thank you very much for that, Shirley. Wallace Wade could be rocking this year with some fake crowd noise, Brian Bailey.
Well, how about that? It could be. Yeah, it could be.
So other news and notes, Shirley, we came on the air with the Panthers will not have fans week 1.
Correct.
There's also a story that Roy Cooper will be making an announcement tomorrow. WRAL had it that they will be he will be announcing that they'll possibly be easing up on restrictions.
Wow.
Now,
I do have
those two stories don't really go together unless the restrictions have nothing to do with fan attendance for football games.
Well, according to some of the other tweets that I was looking at, that reportedly his announcement is going to be somewhere along the lines that he's expected to reopen gyms in a limited capacity, possibly easing the restrictions on playgrounds, because, a lot of the playgrounds have been closed since all of this, and also the statewide 11 p.m. alcohol last call is set to end tonight. So supposedly those are the...
tonight.
Yeah. And you were talking about the Panthers.
I saw, by the way, where that might be extended till September 30th.
Right, but that is set to end tonight. So if that may have something to do with the announcement. But you were talking about the Panthers not having any fans in the stands. The 49ers announced that they weren't going to have any fans in the stands. They just announced they will allow, however, cardboard cutouts.
All right, there you go. There is your update. Bailey, when is ECU going to start practicing again?
Tomorrow. I feel confident. It's
really?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
I said that last week.
As long as you keep saying tomorrow,
keep saying it's going to happen.
You're going to be right.
I really think that if everything testing wise went like they thought it would go today, that they'll go back tomorrow.
All right, there you go.
But it can change, and it can it's all fluid and. It's just, but it's a lot of ifs.
That's your prediction.
I really think they will go back tomorrow.
Your opinion. All right, sounds good.
Why does Iowa care if they practice?
Oh yeah, should we get to that? So Iowa is not scheduled to play football in 2020,
at least until Thanksgiving. Now, right? They're talking about Thanksgiving,
November, December. I don't know. Look, I'm fine if. Again, it takes a Big Ten and a big man to apologize and say you were wrong. Just say you were wrong and play football. And I'll be totally fine with that. And if you want to play after this fall season ends, I'll be fine with that too, because that's just more football for me to watch.
I agree. I'm right there with you.
So let's play some ball.
What did Ed Emery used to say? I got a mama, you got a mama, let's play football. You ever heard that?
I've never heard that.
That's old school.
I've never
Not sure
heard
it ever happened, but it's old school.
All right, Bailey. There have been people, I guess, riding by the practice fields at different times and texting and tweeting out that, hey, I saw some players on the. So maybe ECU's doing some unorganized, unofficial work, but not with the coaches and not together.
I think they're working out again some and stuff like that. So yeah.
So that's what we got. We're waiting for the word for official practice, which Brian Bailey thinks will happen on Tuesday.
I think so.
You heard it here first.
Don't hold your breath.
You know what? We got you say it. You didn't say Tuesday. You said tomorrow.
Right.
So now every day this week, I'm just going to run that. Bailey, when do you think it's going to happen?
My dad
tomorrow.
Used to say tomorrow never comes. If you think about it.
That's not a positive line.
No, he always said it because he said, I'll start my diet tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes.
Tomorrow never comes. How was your sports weekend? You watch football?
Wasn't bad. I didn't watch college football. Like
Why is nobody watching football?
Yeah, you scared me off with the whole pregame thing.
You even made a prediction on it.
Yeah,
you had it. You had it right. Late touchdound.
Yeah. No, I didn't do a whole. I watched the Cubs play a couple of times. They should have swept the doubleheader Saturday, but they didn't. And then Rossi got thrown out for the first time. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That was good.
I like these ejections now because you can hear almost everything being said.
Yeah,
and
you can't read the lips, but you could hear it.
It used to, you could see the umpire start to look at the dugout, and you didn't really know what was happening. Now you can hear the words coming out of the dugout to the umpire. It's pretty awesome.
Good stuff.
All right, so what are you here to talk about then?
You just told me to be here. You just told me to bring an agenda.
You didn't watch football.
I'm about wiped out for today.
You don't know what's going on. How about Leonard Fournette getting the axe in Jacksonville?
Somebody said the Panthers ought to pick him up. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Did you say the Panthers aren't going to have for their home opener, which is what, week 2?
No, the 13th, week 1.
They're at home week 1?
Against the Raiders.
I knew they were playing the Raiders. For some reason, I thought that was on the road. Okay, week 1, no fans.
No fans for the Panthers in the stands. Week 1, when they take on the Las Vegas Raiders.
You know who the play-by-play guy is for the Las Vegas Raiders?
Musburger?
Brent Musburger.
That's right.
That's worth listening to. You are looking live.
Now he can talk about the gambling without being cute about it. He can just be open about it, right?
He does, yeah. Good stuff. Good.
So are you watching, are you Thursday night? You going to watch football? Southern Miss versus South Alabama.
I'll watch some of that. I did watch. I tell you,
high school.
I did watch some of the high school, and I watched last night. The Cowboys had this big deal about Cowboy Night at AT&T Stadium, which I thought they were going to show scrimmage stuff. But I think McCarthy said, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do that. We're not going to show our hand. So all the camera shots were tight shots of like linebackers and offensive linemen. They talk about them.
Did they have? Was that the one where they didn't have numbers and names on the jerseys?
They had stars on everybody because he didn't even want the rookies to stand out. So he had stars on all the helmets. I like it.
So you're on board with McCarthy?
I like him. Yeah, I like him. I mean, I've read so much good stuff about it, and obviously you lose 3 in a row to start, you don't like it so much. But I think they definitely needed a change from Jason Garrett, and I gave Jason Garrett every. Terry Holland was like that, but I love Terry Holland.
A clapper?
Yeah, he was.
He talked a little bit too. Jason Garrett never talked. He just clapped.
I think Jason Garrett talked more than Terry Holland. I love Terry Holland on the sideline for the Cavaliers.
So you come from a long line of clappers that you've rooted for.
Clap on.
Bad news, Bailey. A lot of people like the Cowboys this year.
Yeah, that's bad news.
You'd rather go under the radar, right?
I tell you who I do like is CeeDee Lamb. I think he's going to be really, really good, and I think that,
You talked to your inside sources at Oklahoma about him at all?
I did ask Lincoln when I had him on.
Really?
Yeah, I did ask him because because Lincoln knew I was a big Cowboy fan anyway, and we hadn't started the interview yet. And I said, "Man, I was hoping you'd take that Cowboy job," and he started laughing. But he said, "Hey, they got a good one."
Yeah,
and CeeDee Lamb.
I am involved in a slow fantasy football draft. We're doing it via text, so we're getting like 5, 6, 7, 8 picks in a day type of thing.
Really?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing that. I've got 2 live drafts coming up this weekend, and I'm finally excited about football.
We've never done a draft where it was computer generated, and you had whatever minute 15 or whatever it is to pick until this year, and I thought it was much better because I don't like anybody in my league.
So you don't have to hang out with them?
Except Meador.
So
I'm just kidding.
You did your first computer draft this year.
So we did one.
It definitely goes faster.
Oh, it goes a lot faster, and you don't have to listen to some of these people whine about this and that, and they take forever to pick. And then they'll pick somebody that's already been picked.
Oh,
Drives me
happens
nuts.
all the time. Happens all the time. So are you starting to...
I got CeeDee Lamb, by the way.
I
got Amari Cooper, too. And I got Zeke.
Good Lord. You better hope the Cowboys...
I got Blake Jarwin, too. But he's not my starter.
You better hope. Who's your quarterback?
Who was my first quarterback is Jared Goff.
Oh, you're in a big quarterback league.
Yeah, I hate it. And I got Kirk Cousins.
2 quarterback league? Mm-hmm. Cousins is a good fantasy quarterback.
I think so, too. And I got him in the 3rd round, I think. So I was able to pick him up.
So are you in football mode, even though no touchdown Friday, no ECU right now?
Don't mention it.
We got to talk about...
No, we can't. As long as you're...
Are you suppressing it? Are you not?
I am. No, it really hasn't hit me hard yet, but it's starting to hit me now because it's like, I like to be busy, and like today's slam pack for me, but then tomorrow's like nothing, and I like building up for the weekend. To me, it's the most fun. You build up to Friday and trying to organize everything, and it's just, I just love the Friday nights, and it's a lot easier this way, not having to do anything, but it's just not how, when you do, I was trying to figure out, I played high school football. I joked with somebody. So I was on the JV for 7 years, but I was on JV for 2, varsity for 2, and then when I was in college, we did a game of the week. So for radio or cable television, I was broadcasting with a buddy of mine and interning at a station that did some stuff. And then, so I've been in high school football like 44 years. I'm 58, 44.
Wow.
That? That's a lot of years.
It is. And
I'm old as dirt.
A couple of things. It didn't hit me until like Saturday night that, man, I should have been working all day. This should have been a game day. This is weird. Another thing, positive outlook on this, Bailey. Do you remember back in kind of April when nothing was going on and we said, look, there's a chance we could have baseball, NBA, NHL, football all on at the same time this fall. It's going to be awesome. Well, that's happening. Like it's about to, there's a chance, Bailey, that spring of 2021 could be awesome. You're going to be complaining because you got too much stuff to do.
Well, and that's the thing. That's how this thing works. I just hate it for all the high school athletes because not only was football screwed up, every sport was screwed up because they've had to condense all the schedules. And I don't know what the best way to go about it is, but I do know that if I'm a high school baseball player, I know that my junior season, if I'm a senior, my junior season was wiped out, and then my senior season is going to be abbreviated at best.
That's true. Right. And Farmville's going to make a long run in the basketball playoffs. How's that going to affect their football team?
Because they've struggled in football. They probably That probably won't be a concern.
But they need, those schools and
those
maybe
smaller schools, your point is well taken. Yeah. They need to have the athletes, that play 2 or 3 sports. They got to get them out there.
They need the numbers, Big Brian Bailey show earlier today. Yes. Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
Who acts like I'd never invite him to anything. I've invited him to 2 guys on the couch or the Zoom 7 times. He's never been on.
He doesn't remember.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think great guy, but he goes 100 miles an hour this way, 100 miles. So, he forgets it.
He has the, he loses his train of thought, his memory in about 30 seconds.
Wilson says I do too, like squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. Great show earlier today at noon. Takeaways from that. Ellerbe mentioned it earlier. No Steve the Pirate or Brian Bailey on the sidelines right now.
That's what we're looking at. I knew there was no Brian Bailey. I was hoping that Steve the Pirate wouldn't get the axe, but they can't have anybody down there. It's really, even for the coaches show that we're doing with Coach Houston, like on game day. We used to interview Coach Houston before the game, run it on the scoreboard. We can't do that. I'm not even sure if we'll have access except maybe via Zoom. We taped his first show today, and we were 6 feet apart in chairs. And
when does that air?
That way, airs Sunday at 11:30 a.m.
Oh, cool!
And I got a one-on-one with him that airs tonight at 5:20.
So, all right, sounds good.
Kind of an update.
I'm optimistic football's going to be played, Bailey. I'm starting to get a little more optimistic that we might have fans at some point in 2020.
That's
later in the year.
Yeah. I'm not, you read about this virus. One day it's this, one day it's that. I read somewhere that they said the contact tracing numbers were going to take away some of the limits, which if they do that, because right now, if you test positive and I've been beside you,
it's worse for you.
It's worse for me than it is for you.
Yeah. Which doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah. This whole thing doesn't make any sense. But if they relax those numbers and say, okay, you can be quarantined for 3 days, and as long as you don't test positive, you can come back. That's huge if that's the case. But I read it somewhere and I can't find it. It probably didn't happen.
Oh, well. Ryan Robinson on the Brian Bailey Show coming up tonight. On Pirate Radio, 6 o'clock. We will hear that if you missed it earlier. Anything else, Bailey?
I think that's it. Looking forward to another week. And every Saturday we get to now, we get closer to Pirate football.
We get closer to Pirate football. We have football to watch.
Yeah. A week from Thursday's the NFL opener, right?
Chiefs and Texans.
Yeah.
Should be a fun one.
Who do your Redskins have? Who does your Washington football team have in the first week?
The Philadelphia Eagles. Little NFC East showdown.
The Rams on Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
The Rams are rocking some sweet jerseys. No, have you?
Early on, I saw like Dallas by 2.5, but I'm kind of I'm thinking it's going to be the Rams by 2.5.
Give me the Rams.
But I haven't. Give me the Washington football team.
Stay tuned. The big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, coming up at 4:30, already has a pick for that Washington Philly game.
Wow, I do
with
too.
The spread. I bet you do. You got the Washington going 0-16.
No.
Let's see. While you're here, I'll look it up. We got the Cowboys as a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, isn't that something?
I'm telling you, people are high on Dallas this year.
That's bad.
Or they're high, one or the other.
Exactly, they probably are.
All right, we'll see you, Bailey.
All right, now.
We will take a time out, come back, get ready to wrap up hour number 1. Got Ronnie Woodward, Jeff Nadu joining me in hour number 2 of today's show. Hour 3, excited to welcome on Jamie Pickett. He'll join us on the Fixed NC Live line. Won a UFC contract last week in the Dana White Contender Series. So we'll talk some fighting coming up in hour 3. Troy D, speaking of fighting, Bailey and Troy have had their...
Maybe you'll hit Troy D.
Troy will be here as well in hour 3. Back with more on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, look.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
Great news, amigos. Chico's Dine-In Service is back open every day. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Chico's is still offering to-go and curbside service as well by calling 757-1666. Don't forget to stock up on Chico's famous margarita mix for only $9.99 per half gallon. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to-go.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
Did you know you can help prevent natural gas emergencies? Whether you're planting a tree, putting up a fence, landscaping, or starting an excavation project, Greenville Utilities strongly encourages you to follow the law and call NC 811. Even minor contact with a natural gas pipeline could cause a natural gas emergency. Before digging or excavation of any kind, North Carolina law requires you call NC 811. Please call at least 3 full working days in advance so all utility lines can be professionally marked prior to digging. Stay safe, avoid damages, and call 811 before you dig.
Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's menu has grown again with the all-new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. The papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and are only $6. Choose from the all-new grilled buffalo chicken, Philly cheesesteak, Italian, pepperoni meatball, and barbecue chicken and bacon, all for only $6 each. Also for a limited time, get any large 5-topping pizza for only $13.99. Place your order today online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates. Got big dreams for your small business? You're not alone. The Gavigan Agency Insurance Services is a growing business too. That's why they work with Nationwide, the #1 small total business insurer in the U.S. Nationwide can help protect and grow your business so you can focus on making your small business dreams come true. Give the Gavigan Agency Insurance Services a call today at 252-756-1400. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that, plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting-edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Do you think your employees might have been exposed? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral is needed, and same-day results are available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. You call for an appointment, or you can just walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, give them a call at 215-5688 or artpointlabs.com. And Clip, as we head back into Pirate Radio Live, of course, a lot of movement in Major League Baseball today as the trade deadline looming. As a matter of fact, it's coming up at 4 o'clock. It has been announced that the Athletics-Mariners series has been postponed until Wednesday due to some positive cases popping up between the two teams. And the Colorado Rockies are acquiring Kevin Pillar and some cash from the Boston Red Sox in exchange for a player to be named later.
Who are the teams you said were postponed?
Athletics and Mariners.
I believe I heard yesterday that every Major League Baseball team played, which is a rarity now because usually there has been at least one, and if there's one, that means there's two that can't play due to coronavirus and protesting, and it was nice to have everybody on the field yesterday, but that will not be the case for the next few days.
No, it looks like they had about, I think they said something like 10 new cases pop up. So they're just, in an abundance of caution, they've decided to push back that series. It won't start until Wednesday. So hopefully they'll be able to make up those games and kind of move things around. Of course, with especially the beginning of the season, there were just a lot of teams, especially the Cardinals being one of them, where they just flat out had to play several, double headers almost back to back to back just to catch up.
I'm looking at it now. The Cardinals do have 25 games played.
Yeah.
The Braves have, I know a whole series hasn't really been affected, but the Braves are up to 31 games. So they've had, or 33 rather.
Right.
So they've had, they've been able to get their games in, but the Cardinals to have 25 at this point is kind of remarkable because at one point they had 5 when other teams were like at 20. So they're definitely playing catch up now.
Yeah, they're definitely playing catch up. And I don't know. I've been kind of busy all day. Did you get an injury update with Ronald Acuna from yesterday? I know he left the game real early.
Yeah, I think it was a precaution thing.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I know they said it looked like maybe he was having a hamstring issue, and they pulled him when the Braves were up 10-0.
They were up 10-0 and then almost lost.
Yeah,
they ended up winning 12-10. Chandler, your team stinks, by the way.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me.
But how much of a grace period do you give a team after they win a World Series? Can they stink for the next couple years and you'll be okay?
Yeah. I mean, and that's my mindset going into this season. I mean, getting the World Series last year, I mean, it's kind of like a nonchalant feeling, going into the season, and I'm glad I feel that way because we are not doing too good right now.
Nats right now 12-19. Last in that NL East. They'll take on the Phillies coming up tonight. Braves and Shirley's Red Sox going at it. Max Fried on the mound, 5-0, a 1.35 ERA. Your front runner for the Cy Young in the National League is Max Fried.
In other words, I'm not going to be watching that game.
All right, I'll let you know how it goes.
Simply because if the Braves jump out to a 10-0 lead over the Nationals, can you imagine what they're going to do to the Red Sox as our pitching is right now?
It was 10-0 against the Phillies, not
I'm sorry, Phillies. I'm sorry. I was thinking Bryce Harper. That's why.
Hopefully they'll just be crushing it off the Monster coming up later tonight in Fenway Park. So
I'm not watching that game. I'm just letting you know.
Other news and notes, no fans for the Panthers week 1 when they take on the Raiders at Bank of America Stadium. Also, another note that we passed along on our Pirate Radio social media accounts, Roy Cooper expect to ease up on some restrictions coming up on Tuesday, so keep an eye on that. I don't think that will have anything to do really with fans in the stands. We're probably going to be a little far away from that at this point, but I'm starting to get more optimistic that there might be an opportunity for fans in the stands at some point in the 2020 ECU football season, but I don't know if it'll be September 26th when the Pirates host the UCF Knights. By the way, as we go to break here, I will say that Wager McGee, big man on campus, myself, we all had the correct pick on Saturday night. The Sugar Bears of Central Arkansas over Austin Peay. I wanted to Let's Go Peay, but cooler heads prevailed, surely. I took the Sugar Bears, and they ended up winning in pretty dramatic fashion. It was a boring game and then 2 late scores, and Central Arkansas will be a great trivia question. Who opened up the COVID football season back in 2020? Who was the first team to win? Central Arkansas. The Purple got it done.
Well, you can also use this as a trivia question. The kid that made the very first touchdown on the very first play of the game was a freshman.
A freshman.
He was a true freshman.
75 yards to the house?
Yep, 75 yards to the house, which was great. That was a great way to start the college football season.
It was awesome. And then neither team did anything for the next 2 hours.
After that, it kind of stunk. But
more football coming your way this Thursday. We'll talk about that. Some NBA and a lot more with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. He joins us on the other side. We're back after this.
Looking for your next career opportunity or even just some extra cash to help pay for school? Your locally owned Dixon Foods McDonald's is hiring across Eastern North Carolina. They offer flexible hours, competitive pay, and even financial support to pursue your education through McDonald's Archways to Opportunity program. With plans to provide more than 100 new jobs currently, we hope you'll visit DixonFoods.com to learn more. Dixon Foods, proud to be your locally owned and locally operated franchisee for McDonald's.
In studio with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you guys have a disinfecting service for homes and businesses.
Yes, we have a 2-step process that includes disinfecting and also provides 30 days of protection to all surfaces treated. We're doing this for 10 cents a square foot in businesses and $10 a room in your home.
Mike, how can folks get in touch with you?
Call me directly at my cell, 252-999-0001. Again, 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Or fixednc.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, save over $15,000 off on all new 2020 Cadillac Escalades. Remember, Brown & Wood is the home for the lifetime powertrain warranty for all makes and models.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more, and it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Discover a new wave of refreshment. Crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with natural flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, 2019 Chicago. Visit whiteclaw.com for full nutritional information.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington.
Back, Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation, and GUC matches all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, welcome back into Pirate Radio Live on a Monday. Clip Rock here with you. We got to open up the booty bag in hour number 3 of today's show. Giving away a $10 gift card to Pops Old Fashioned Burgers. They got some great other options there at Pops. We'll do that in hour number 3. Quick trivia question. This pitcher leads all AL pitchers in strikeouts. He has 17 more than the pitcher in second place. His last name is the same last name of a pop star from about a decade ago. Shirley, name that pitcher.
A pop star.
I think one of his hit songs was Baby, maybe? Wasn't that him?
Bieber.
Shane Bieber is the pitcher.
Well, I was going to say Justin Bieber, but I was like, okay, Bieber is the last name at least.
Just go with Bieber.
Okay, Bieber.
You are correct. Very good, Shirley. Shane Bieber. The correct answer there. All right, let's talk about what's going on in the world of sports. Let's talk a little football with the BMOC, Jeff Nadu, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Big man, how you doing?
Doing well, Clip. How are you?
Hey, doing great. Jeff, what was it like to watch some football on Saturday night and not only watch football, but also win, placing a wager on a football game? You got off to a 1-0 start back in Central Arkansas on Saturday night.
Yeah, I actually bet it 2 different times. I bet it at -3, -4. I just didn't really understand the love for Austin Peay. I got some info that they had a COVID outbreak. They didn't have certain players in there. Then the first play happens, and I'm thinking, oh, no, here we go. And for most of the game, I mean, Central Arkansas struggled, and then, you know, it seemed like they were kind of in control, and then they struggle, and then, you know, they give up. You know, they don't go for it on 4th and inches and punt. And I kind of thought at that point the game is over. But, hey, credit to Braylon Smith and the offense for taking them down the field and scoring. That was big. Going for 2, which the coach didn't want to do. He didn't even know he should go for 2. But, yeah, that's what you get when you bet on FCS teams. You're just not getting the most talented people in the world at this sport. So it was good. It was nice to see college football, and I can't wait for more of it.
You put out a play, and we'll talk about your play for Saturday in a moment. Thursday night, Central Arkansas back at it, taking on UAB. You also got Southern Miss and South Alabama, Jeff. Have you looked into those 2 matchups at all?
I haven't yet. You know, for me, I just kind of scanned over the card, and I kind of just came in on the SMU play. But you know, UAB is interesting. I mean, coming back this season, I've always been a big fan of Bill Clark and what he's been able to do down there. We remember just a couple of years ago, this was a program that you know, didn't exist. They stopped football, and now they're back. offensively, I think they're going to be really good. I don't know if they'll ever be a 40-point-a-game team, but they bring back Spencer Brown, the one of the best players in that conference. Bring back Tyler Johnson III, the quarterback. They bring back a always star-studded defense. This is a group that has NFL players. I mean, Jordan Smith and Christopher Mull are defensive players. So, this is a group that I'm excited about. I think they're a bowl team. If we were to kind of have bowl season, they would be a team that I would be looking at. I think they can win this conference and get to that championship game as they've done in the past. They'll be a team I have my eye on this week as well.
Big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. So Thursday night, couple of matchups and some games coming up this Saturday. Couple of AAC teams in action, and SMU is one of those teams. Memphis also playing on ESPN on Saturday. But Jeff, you've already put out you like the Ponies, the Mustangs, to handle Texas State rather easily on Saturday.
Yeah, this game last year, Texas State lost by 30. 47-17. And I think, you coming back this year, SMU, I think, is a team that's going to challenge in the American. They bring back pretty much all their offense, including Shane Buechele and Reggie Roberson. Defensively, though, is where I'm a little bit excited. This was a good group last year getting to the quarterback. They were actually top 5 in the country in sacks. They did a nice job at pressuring the quarterback. For them, though, and normally in Sonny Dykes' career, they have issues with the secondary. This is a team, though, this year that I'm kind of high over. They have some guys coming in from major schools, Arkansas, UCLA. They have some guys that can play in that back end of the defense. This is a Texas State team that just isn't very exciting. They've lost, they've won 3 or less games over the last 5 seasons. You look at that game last year, Clip. SMU won by 30 and had 3 turnovers. Okay, they were just a group that, sadly, when Texas State has the ball, it doesn't go real well, and they run this hyperspeed offense. So it leads to early and quick possessions. And look, when you give SMU possessions against Texas State, they're going to score. Wouldn't surprise me if SMU put 50 on the board this weekend. I think they cruise here and win by 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. I'll gladly take 20.5 to kind of get off that 21 number in the case this is a 28-point game late. I don't got to worry about a backdoor.
Yeah, big man on campus liking SMU coming up Saturday when they take on Texas State. Let's talk a little hoops, Jeff, coming up tonight. Doubleheader starting with the Heat and the Bucks. Game 1 of that series. Bucks are a 5.5-point favorite, total at 224. Jeff, talk me out of taking the Heat tonight. Or are you on board as well?
Yeah, I wouldn't talk you out of it. I took Miami at 5.5. I bet it last night. This is a series that I'm buying on the Heat. I think they're going to win this series. And right now, Clip, I think you can make the case they're the best team in the NBA right now. This is a really good basketball team. They're focused. They have energy. They haven't really struggled at all. They've gotten a nice little bit of rest here. You have a Bucks team that only really had 1 day off here between series. And you look at what the Heat can do. I think they can match up with Giannis. I think Bam Adebayo continues to be undervalued as far as a player in this league. He's a really good player. He's a great rebounder, and they're a great rebounding team, top 5. They really do everything well, from rebounding to shooting to the bench to the coach. I think they're fresher tonight. And you look at Milwaukee. They sag off the three-point line. They're going to let you shoot threes. That's bad news. Miami is one of the best teams in the league at three-point rate and converting from the three-point line. As far as points contributed from deep, Clip, they're top 5 in the NBA. So they get a lot of their offense from the three-point line. And I think they're going to be able to kind of own the tempo battle here. This is a slow team, 27th in the league. Milwaukee wants to go fast. With the rebounding edge, I'm willing to think that they can get the tempo battle, make this a half-court game. I think if they can do that, I think they're going to not only cover but win this game. I just don't like Milwaukee. I don't love them in the half court. And I think outside of Giannis and Middleton, no one really scares me, frankly. I'll grab the hot hand. I'll grab the points at Miami. I was a little surprised this line being this high.
I love the Heat, Jeff, and we've talked about them all playoffs, yourself and Glenn as well, as a team we like. You mentioned the word focus. They really seem locked in, and outside of Jimmy Butler being mostly in but a little bit out of the lineup, they seem to be playing with a full deck right now. And again, back when the Heatles and LeBron were winning championships, I kind of said, anybody could coach this team to a championship. Not giving a lot of credit to Eric Spoelstra. I've changed my tune on that. He's a good basketball coach, Jeff.
No, he's quickly turned into a top 5 coach in the league. You also look at defensively. I mean, this team is sorely underrated defensively. They've done a nice job all season on that side of the ball, 8th in the league in defensive efficiency. And, they have just players that are criminally underrated. I mean, Goran Dragic, I know the Slovenians love Luka Doncic, but don't forget, Goran Dragic did it before. And I'm not saying he's Luka, but he's been a criminally underrated player his entire career. He just continues to kind of be the veteran on that team and kind of lead by example. I love Goran Dragic. I love this team. I'm very high on them. I'm holding a Heat ticket, and I am quite happy with it. Betting it months ago.
Always been a big Jay Crowder fan too. Kind of fits into that underappreciated topic you were talking about. Jeff, anything with Rockets, Thunder? Rockets a 5-point favorite tonight, 226.5. That total. Of course, Westbrook's back, not fully back, but back. Can Houston close this thing out against the Thunder?
I think they will. I'm probably not going to bet it. This has been a weird series. I mean, Houston looked unbeatable the first 2 games. Then OKC looked unbeatable, and no one could guard OKC. And then Game 5 happened. It was an ugly game. That could have been one of the uglier offensive games I've seen in some time in the NBA. And look, outside of Schroeder and Chris Paul, there just really isn't much for the Thunder. I mean, Steven Adams has been a mismatch in the series. He's kind of been kind of a liability. You're not getting anything out of Danilo Gallinari. Luguentz Dort is useless on the offensive end. Darius Baisley hasn't been a real factor. There's just not enough here, and with Westbrook back, I think that's concerning. I will say, though, to take the place of maybe what you might wager on this, I actually have a prop bet clip I like on the other game. As I said, Milwaukee, they lead the league in 3-point attempts given up. You look at Dragic. I talk about Dragic. He takes 7 threes a game. He shoots 41.4%. I'm looking at his over 2.5 made threes. I think that's a solid play tonight. I think they're going to give up a lot of shots at the 3-point line. I'll gladly kind of defer to Dragic, who's been good from 3. I think he can get 3 or 4 here.
Glad you brought that up. I saw another one that I was eyeballing. The Heat, for 3-pointers for each team, the Heat are +0.5, meaning if Miami and Milwaukee have the same amount of 3-pointers made, then you win. If Miami has more, than you win. So you kind of get a draw and a win in that. If you take Miami +1.5 in the 3-point category, and something I was looking at, because I do know that Milwaukee gives up a lot of threes, and also Miami loves to chunk them. So that was something I was kind of eyeballing tonight. It was like -115 on both sides, but something I looked at.
Yeah, Miami takes 35 threes a game, which is very high. And look, the issue that Milwaukee has here is this isn't Markelle Fultz and DJ Augustine and Wesley Azundu.
I love Gary Clark, but Gary Clark was left open quite a bit in that series.
Yeah, this isn't those guys. So you're not going to have the luxury. Look, Milwaukee is to me a dead group walking. I just don't think. I'm sorry, Milwaukee is. I just don't think they're going to be able to match up with Miami here. I think it's a bad matchup defensively. I'm looking forward to the Heat.
Hey, Jeff, maybe something you want to check out coming up on Pirate Radio Live at 5 o'clock. We're going to talk to Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett was a winner last week in the Dana White Contender Series, earning a UFC contract, and he's a local guy and has paid his dues quite a bit. I think that was one of the quotes from Dana White after Jamie Pickett won last week. So we're going to talk a little MMA, a little UFC, and I honestly did not even know. I'd heard about the Contender Series. I had not followed it at all, Jeff. I think this happened one midweek day last week. So we're going to catch up with Jamie Pickett on that. But I saw that you were at least 1-1. Did you go 2-0 the other night, UFC?
It was 1-1.
1-1.
Jamie Pickett, I believe, is the Night Wolf, if I'm correct. I actually saw that he won the other night. Pretty early victory, I believe, as well. Good for him. I was 1-1 this week. I had Zach Cummings. What a fight that was. I felt like I won the fight in the last 5 seconds. He had a crazy leg kick to the head, and I think that did enough for him to win the fight. It kind of is annoying. I had Ricardo Lamas as well to win by TKO, KO, sub DQ, and in the third round, he completely owned Bill Algeo. He won 10-8 in the round, and we were close to getting a sub and a knockout. There were a couple different times where he was just teeing off on Bill Algeo, and we weren't able to get the TKO or KO. We ended up going to points. But that's what happens sometimes when you're willing to get a better price. Look, Clip, if I bet just strictly money lines on MMA, I don't think I would lose very often. I'm pretty good at picking. I just try to get kind of too cute sometimes and not lay certain numbers.
Go for the dog.
Yeah, should have been 2-0, but end up going 1-1. I actually ended up playing one of the late fights. I took the go to the distance with the Smith-Rockich fight, so ended up working out and made some money.
Talking to the BMOC, Jeff Nadu. First discovered Jeff when he was killing it in college basketball, and I try to look around, look for people that know what they're talking about. I found an account on Twitter that follows nothing but tennis, has long write-ups, and Jeff, I'm 2-0 on the day in the U.S. Open, so I'm going to keep tailing that dude. But you doing any U.S. Open gambling this week?
I am not. I'm not someone that cares much about tennis. I know people out there do bet it, and look, good for them. I have my things that I bet that maybe other people don't. So I don't have much interest in it. But hey, if you're making money, good for you. On the college basketball thought though, John Thompson clip.
Yeah.
He's a guy that I always found to be, he was a little before my time, but I still remember him when I was younger. He was big with Allen Iverson. Clip, did you ever hear the story about the drug dealer in Washington, D.C.? Did you ever hear about that story?
Remind me. It's ringing a bell, but remind me of
it. Back in the 80s, Washington, D.C. was run by this guy called Rayful Edmond. He was a huge drug dealer. He made, I'm not even kidding, millions of dollars a month. I mean, this guy was a kingpin. He's actually still in federal prison to this day for that. But Rayful started, he was a big basketball guy, and he used to go to Georgetown games and sit in the front row on courtside. And after the game one night, John comes into the locker room, and Rayful Edmonds in the locker room hanging out with Alonzo Mourning. And the next day, Rayful gets a call, and it's John, and John saying, I need to speak to you. Come see me at Georgetown. So he sits him in the office and goes, if I see you around one of my players again, not only am I going to call the police, but I'm going to give you a slap. And Rayful Edmond never came to another game after that. He never interacted with another Georgetown player, and he was actually arrested a few months later. But there was this respect for John Thompson, and really a sad loss to basketball. He did a lot for young men. I think he's the antithesis of every coach and what a coach should be. Really a sad day.
Yeah, and I remember him obviously as the Georgetown coach growing up, and also Jeff, we carry NCAA tournament coverage, Westwood One here every year on Pirate Radio, and for years he would do color analysis, and he was unlike every other color analyst. He was very laid back. He kind of used his words wisely. He didn't talk to hear himself talk, and he would add to the game. And I also remember he would only say like hell and stuff, but he was like the only guy that would cuss on the air. He would say like, I don't know what the hell that kid was doing, stuff like that. It was I got a big trip out of Big John.
He never minced words, I feel like. And look, he's a treasure in not only sports but in life. Like I said, a coach is someone that grows young men and teaches young men and advises young men, and he did that. Look at how many players he put into the NBA. Look at the things he did. And he was a lifelong Washingtonian. A lot of people don't know that. He grew up, he was born and raised in D.C. He went to high school there. He was a lifelong guy, and it's just a sad day. He had the lineage of his son as well as a coach, and it's just a shame. What a hell of a coach he was.
And a rough weekend. Lute Olson, of course, Arizona, and also Clifford Robinson, who I saw not only as a Blazer and NBA player as a kid, but also on Survivor, one of my favorite TV shows. Clifford Robinson was on that. So rough weekend for the basketball world, losing those names, those legendary names. Big man, to recap, Heat plus 5.5 tonight. Goran Dragic over 2.5 threes. You like those plays tonight?
I do. I'm high on the Heat. I'm looking forward to this game tonight. Yeah, it was a sad week. It's been a sad year, Clip. It seems like all we get is bad news. You just hope that we'll get good news sooner or later. But we have NFL in 10 days or so.
Yeah.
And, I actually spent a lot of my night last night just deep diving into the NFL, getting ready for these games. I tell you, Clip, real quick, if I could throw something out, I really like the Washington football team. Game 1 against the Eagles. Yeah. I grabbed 7. I got a 7. I grabbed 7.
Look, I think they have the defense, Jeff. It's just a matter of what they can put together offensively. And I think Terry McLaurin's going to have a great year outside of that. I'm not sure. We'll see how much Dwayne Haskins developed. But, man, they got they got a top 5 defensive line. I don't think I'm saying that as a biased Washington fan. They got some studs up front, and hopefully it'll translate to some good defensive performances.
As someone that does not like the Redskins, I would agree with you. I think they have a very good defense. And let me tell you real quick, Philadelphia, the Eagles are a mess right now. A lot of stuff going on with this team. A lot of things, injuries. Who knows who's going to be at receiver for this group week 1?
Yeah, the Rager kid's out, right? He's going to be out for a little while.
Rager's out a month. Alshon Jeffrey's been out. Deshaun's coming off an injury. Carson Wentz was out of practice yesterday. The linebacker group's concerning. They have issues all around. Real quick, Matt Pryor, the left tackle, Clip, that's come into play now that Andre Dillard's out. I heard from multiple sources at the link yesterday at the practice. He got absolutely destroyed by guys like Josh Sweat, not Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat. So this team's a mess. I would gladly bet against them. They play down the competition all the time. They've struggled against the Redskins, especially last year with Terry McLaurin. I think it's a sneaky spot to take the Washington football team.
All right, that got me fired up a little bit. Got some college football Thursday, Saturday. I got a good one next Monday night, Jeff. I like BYU Navy. We'll hit on that a couple times before we get there. And then, as you said, NFL, not this Thursday, but next Thursday with Chiefs Texans, and then a full Sunday slate. So, all right, we do have some stuff to be excited about, big man. You got me fired up here at the end of this call. Thanks for joining us, and we'll check in with you again later this week.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Clip.
And thank you, Jeff. Jeff Nadu, big man on campus, joining us. And a couple of plays tonight for the big man Heat. I'm going to ride with them with the Heat plus 5.5 tonight. Goran Dragic over 2.5 3-pointers. And their game 1 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Got Ronnie Woodward here joining me inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll take a timeout, come back, hear Ronnie's thoughts on what's going on with ECU football. Brian Bailey dropped a prediction that ECU would be back at practice on Tuesday. We'll see what Ronnie has to say about that. Also, our question of the week that Ellerbe asked earlier, what will be the spread between ECU and UCF coming up in a little less than a month at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium? We'll talk about that. And what Ronnie was just up to before he got here to the Pirate Radio studios. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. We're back after this.
Hey, Pitt County Schools families, the month of August is here and school will certainly be different this year. If you are starting school 100% virtually or are attending school face-to-face on alternating weeks, we are looking forward to resuming the purpose of our system, and that's the education of the children in Pitt County in an excellent and a safe manner. For videos with our leaders, FAQs, and so much more information to answer your questions, visit our Road to Reopening page on our website at pittschools.org or keep up with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Remember, we'll face this upcoming school year together because we are Pitt County Schools strong.
Back to school is here, and the Auto Store Group is committed to helping our customers drive the best quality pre-owned vehicles and is committed to caring about our kids and our community. This is Bryce Williams from the Auto Store Group, and right now during our Backpack to School event, every time we sell a vehicle, we'll be making a $50 donation to any local school that the customer chooses. The Auto Store Group, 3 locations, over 150 vehicles online at theautostoregroup.com, and most importantly, proud members of the Eastern North Carolina community for over 38 years.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. know the facts, and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
If you're like many, you may have put on the Corona 5, 10, or even 15 over the last 2 months. Well, the weather is warm and it's time to get that body back on track. At Clean Eats, we have you covered. Our weekly meal plan will quickly help you get back to where you want to be. Order online at cleaneats.com. Our cafe is back open, sanitized, and waiting to serve you healthy lunch and dinner options for dine-in, takeout, curbside, or even delivered through our delivery partners. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip as the state safely reopens. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember the 3 W's. Wear face coverings, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park before your visit with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with RentAFishTank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. RentAFishTank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. RentAFishTank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at RentAFishTank.com.
Hey, this is Chef Dave Finelli. Have you got $60 extra a week, or you just got $60 a week? I can feed you dinner 6 nights a week for total $60. Maybe you haven't heard about this, my Heart Healthy Home Meals. I give you 6 meals a week, you pick them up at Pops, it's $60 a week. I guarantee you go out to eat one time, you spend more than $60. I guarantee you, if you go to the grocery store one time, you spend more than $60. And then you still got to tip, and then you still got to cook and prep and worry. Forget all that. I got you. $60 a week. Let me know. I'm right there at Pops. You know how to reach me.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, offense coordinator for ECU football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Hey, it's easy to see mosquitoes and fire ants, but don't forget about moisture and termites that could be destroying your home from underneath. Visit the professionals at Pest Tech online at pesttechofgreenville.com for all of your pest control needs. And Cliff, as we head back in to Pirate Radio Live, I've got some Major League Baseball news. Let's start with that first. A number of trades have been going on here in the last half hour. The Cubs have picked up outfielder Cameron Maybin from the Detroit Tigers. The Mets will get third baseman Todd Frazier from the Rangers.
What year is this?
And the Orioles have reportedly traded Miguel Castro to the Mets for a left-handed pitcher. And some NFL news, the Panthers have traded linebacker Andre Smith to the Bills. And here's an interesting story. FootballScoop.com is reporting that primetime Deion Sanders is expected to be a candidate for the head football coaching job at Jackson State. Jackson State dismissed John Hendrick, who was their coach, earlier today, along with most of his staff. Of course, Deion is currently the offensive coordinator at Trinity Christian High School in Cedar Hill, Texas, which, by the way, that's where his son was at school. And his son is headed to Florida Atlantic to play for them. So that'll be interesting to see how Deion, who does not have any head coaching experience, but he is an offensive coordinator, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
He'll bring in some recruits. I know that.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about that.
That'd be cool to have primetime in for a visit for an athlete. Man, I tell you, it's a weird year for Major League Baseball, but this trade deadline felt very normal. There was a ton of moves made. A few of them at the buzzer, as Shirley just talked about. And good grief, Braves. No pitching help at all. Nothing. Not doing anything. A little surprised about that, as they keep their minor league system stocked and absolutely loaded, and did not go out and make any moves to try to help themselves.
Well, the Cardinals didn't make any moves either. So you got to question whether or not their farm system is pretty much in the same space as far as the Cardinals are concerned.
Yeah, so the Orioles do give away a reliever, but that's it for Baltimore. I saw Igo's, we'll talk to Igo about it. His Mariners made a big deal with the Padres, who probably made the biggest splash, not only in quantity but also quality, getting Clevenger from the Indians. That was a huge deal that they made today. So Padres, they don't care about this weird year. Is there an asterisk? Whatever. They're going for a World Series title with Tatis and Machado and those guys out in San Diego. All right, Ronnie Woodward is here. Much like Chandler, he doesn't want to talk baseball because his Nationals stink. Hello, Ronnie.
Last place. I checked the standings today for the first time in like almost a week, and last place, man.
I asked Chandler about it. How long of a grace period do you give a team that wins a World Series? Like, you're good for a while.
Yeah,
right?
That's why I was like, honestly, I hadn't been checking the standings. I'll check in the scores every now and then. I mean, it's a shortened season. Like, I'm good.
You're kind of checked out anyway.
I'll be honest, I'm much more interested and passionate about my fantasy team in baseball that's in second place in my league than the Nats.
All right. Good
like
deal.
if Trey Turner, who's on my team, stays healthy and does good, not too worried if the others, what happens with the Nats.
Ronnie Woodward joining me here. I don't know if you saw the name on the screen. Can you identify that person on the TV on the right, sitting at the table?
Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn, former Notre Dame quarterback, is on.
Brady Quinn.
Just busting through that suit. He had some monster guns playing quarterback. Never really translated to the NFL. Nope. He was a Browns pick, right? One of those famed, terrible Browns quarterbacks. Was good at Notre Dame.
He was famous, not famous. We'll see if you remember this. I definitely remember in college, he almost beat Reggie Bush in Leinart.
Was that the Bush push?
Yeah.
That was Quinn?
Quinn.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure we might have to fact check it, but it was Notre Dame. It was at Notre Dame.
I remember that, yeah.
And they were on the big winning streak, right? USC hadn't lost in whatever it was, 2.5 years or something, and nobody could beat them. They were so unbeatable. They were just Dwayne Jarrett. Isn't that right? Dwayne Jarrett?
Yep.
The receiver, Leinart.
Former Panthers, great.
And Notre Dame probably should have won.
Mike Williams.
Pretty sure that was Brady Quinn's team.
The Bush push.
Because they had Samardzija. And
Jeff Samardzija, yeah.
He was so good in
Who is
college.
still pitching now in Major League Baseball.
He was so good. And he almost single-handedly beat USC. Like, those two, they just threw, like, fade pattern after fade pattern.
Ronnie, let's knock out our questions of the day. First one, when will ECU return to practice in an official capacity?
I'll be optimistic, and I'll say tomorrow.
All right, we got Bailey and Ronnie.
I want to say
tomorrow.
Wednesday to be safe,
all right.
But I'll go tomorrow.
Be bold.
Hey, why not?
Much like Ronnie's preseason AAC picks, he goes bold with it.
I got worked by some Cincinnati fans.
Oh, really? Good.
Tweet last night. They weren't happy.
Good. What'd they say?
I said
I would have picked the Bearcats, by the way.
I said I didn't pick, or the poll should come out Tuesday. I didn't vote Cincinnati, Memphis, or UCF first.
Yeah.
Or did I, I kind of phrased it being a little snarky. Did I vote one of them three as first? Nope. And I've gotten some, responses.
Yeah.
Best one, obviously, was UConn. And I'm like, yep, you got it. Like, you won. But some were like Tulane. I've got a couple Temples. And I still haven't got the actual team I voted first. Maybe because I don't really think they have a fan base.
SMU.
Chandler, I saw that.
yeah, you
that
did.
was your team last
year.
But you were good until the very end of the season, right?
Until the team that I picked actually knocked them out officially late in the year. Because I remember.
Didn't you get a lot of heat last year for picking?
Yeah,
SMU?
early. Yeah. But until they would start it off like 7-0, and then
they were ranked.
Yeah, they were in the teens. Cincinnati fan was like, take away this dude's vote.
Yeah.
And I was about to be like, hey. I didn't get SMU last year, but I was really close.
Strip Ronnie of his vote. Ronnie.
It's COVID, man. Memphis just lost its best player. Did you see that?
Their running back?
Yeah.
Yep.
If anybody can be like, oh, we're definitely going to win, or we're definitely going to get third place for some fan, good luck, man. It's It's COVID.
By the way, the team you are talking about will be on television next Monday night at home against BYU.
That's true.
You're taking Ken Niumatalolo's midshipman.
Because if I feel good that any team in the country that's going to be conditioned and
focused,
ready, and you don't want to play on a short week because your schedule just got changed at the last minute, I like Navy in that.
My one worry is no Malcolm Perry, although I guess
they got to find a quarterback.
Whoever their quarterback is, he probably scored like 4 touchdowns against ECU in mop-up duty last year.
And he'll score 40 this year. Just because it's their offense. Like, their offensive line is really good. They have all their running backs back. Their defense was better last year.
You don't have to worry about like the Blake Harrell factor here at ECU or other factors at other schools with like coaching and chemistry and all that. Like, Navy does the same thing every freaking year.
Except defense. They played some defense last year.
Yeah.
Like, the last 3 or 4 years when they slipped, it's because they weren't stopping anybody, so it didn't work to their strategy very well. But last year they brought in, I can't remember where he came from, but they brought in a dude who did some different things as a coordinator. And they were pretty, I mean, I was there, in Annapolis last year. Like, they played defense. They didn't just outscore people because their option style.
Malcolm Perry was really good.
Malcolm Perry was really good, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like that, if they can't find a quarterback, they have a lot of issues, then, like, yeah, I was wrong, and I'll eat it. But COVID year, man, I'm calling this, like, the COVID season.
Mm-hmm.
Pick whoever.
Add Ronnie W11 for you Cincinnati fans out there.
They were fired up. I think UCF I would have picked. That was, like, my safe. I went Navy, UCF, I think Memphis, Cincinnati.
Speaking of UCF, maybe they got a top 5 quarterback room in all of college football with all their guys, with Gabriel, with Mack, and Mackenzie Milton. What is his status right now?
I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, we had Mark Daniels on the show, and he kind of said, "Look, anything if." He kind of gave the old, we're just happy Mackenzie Milton is walking and practicing and things like that. So, don't know if he's going to be a go, but even if he's not, it really doesn't matter, I don't think, because they found a gym with Gabriel. What will the line be, Ronnie, when ECU takes on UCF on September 26th?
It's a good question. Do we know what UCF's schedule is?
Can I borrow your Phil Steele? They played Georgia Tech the week before, and that's it.
Okay.
They had a game scheduled with FIU, but that was postponed.
Because you can't look at the Phil Steele as much about schedules anymore. I've learned that the hard way, too.
You can look at previous lines, which I'm going to do right now.
Good call.
Last year, the Pirates were 35-point underdogs.
And it was close.
And
second half was real close. Not so much the first.
Great second half of performance by the Pirates. 2 years ago,
Holton Naylor's first start 2 years ago.
21 was the spread, and that might have been because of the Milton injury, because they played Mack for that game.
But ECU in the fourth quarter, remember, it was like about to tie it or go down single digits, I think, and that's when Holton had the jump pass.
1 yard line. Yep. Well, they started the drive at their own one.
Yeah.
Got all the way down. Yeah.
And UCF scored some late points. I think that outcome was more than it should have been, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Milton was on the sideline for UCF that game. But
he
never
was.
put him in.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And Pirate fans
He
got
played the next week, though.
Pirate fans got upset because they thought UCF was rubbing it in by not playing Milton.
No, they were just being, as we talked about,
being smart.
They have dudes
Yeah.
in the quarterback room, and they let Mack get a shot, and he did good.
So looking at the spreads, 35, 2 years ago, 21, 3 years ago, 35. Good God.
Bad. That was that 17, right?
Yeah.
That was down.
And they lost 63-21.
Yeah, that team was cooking for sure at UCF.
Scotty Moe's first year, 2016.
First game of the conference. Yep.
UCF was favored by 3 points.
And they won by a good amount, right?
And then UCF was winless, right?
Yeah. The previous year.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. ECU was a 3-point favorite, Scotty Moe's first year.
Came here and won.
UCF was winless in 2015, Coach Ruff's last year. The Pirates were a 14-point favorite, got down 7-0, and then won 44-7.
Yeah.
So there are your recent spreads of this game, Ronnie. What happens this year? I got UCF minus 17.5.
So to me, this game, the spread is much more about UCF Georgia Tech to me than it is than UCF East Carolina.
I'm going to make this.
If they lose that, if UCF loses that game, the number is going to be lower, I think.
I'm going to say they beat Georgia Tech by 2 scores.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, might drive up this line a little bit, actually.
Exactly. So, not to.
Or they could beat them by 7 or 10, and maybe that's what I'm thinking. They win by 10 over Georgia Tech.
You said 17.5.
Yeah. Ellerbe went 13.
I'll go 18.
You're going to go 1 up. Because I think they beat Georgia Tech.
Yeah, if they lose to Georgia Tech, it could be like 10.5.
What are you expecting to happen in that game?
I mean, I don't know. I need to read the field still. I don't know anything about Georgia Tech right now.
Well, here's what you know. They got the old Temple coach, Collins.
And they abandoned the option.
Yeah, last year was their first year with no option, and they were not good last year.
I don't feel like UCF plays great in those games, though.
Last year, UCF lost to Pitt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not the one bowl game, who'd they beat? Auburn, when Auburn didn't care. Like, when there's a game that really matters in regular season, I don't think UCF's fared well in those Power 5 games.
Last year, Georgia Tech's wins were over South Florida, the Citadel, and... Oh, I'm sorry, they lost to the Citadel. That's not good. Let's see, they beat Miami in overtime, of all teams, and they beat NC State, who had a terrible year. So
it was 208. Look at that. That's great.
What do you want to see?
I just don't think UCF has fared well in this games, right? Lost to Pittsburgh.
They beat Stanford last year.
They beat Stanford, so that's a good win. So, yeah, maybe I'm off.
They've been okay.
They beat Maryland one year. They played any other... They haven't played any, like, high-profile teams. Not that Georgia Tech's high-profile, but Michigan, obviously, they lost.
And you're going back to that one Pittsburgh game last year where they were like...
that scares me. They should have won handily.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. To answer the question and quit stalling, UCF ECU line, yeah, I'll say 18 to 20-ish.
Okay.
If they beat Georgia Tech and look good, I think you're right. I think the number could be high.
Could be 3 scores.
Because they'll be, like I could see 20 or so. Because they'll be 1-0, ECU will have no game at this point. So that's a tough line to set probably for them. So yeah, I think 18 to 20.
Where do you sit on ECU adding a game? Ryan Robinson talked about it earlier, and December keeps getting brought up, as in like the first week of December, possibly adding another game.
Well, I think I tweeted about it at some point last week. Remember the ECU NC State game, the hurricane relief game, which was added at the end of the season. It was dependent on neither team not making.
Yeah.
It was at like the conference championship week. You had a couple games in there. Which I think this year that could happen to a lot of teams. Like a lot of teams want to use that week. Hey, we didn't make the conference championship. Let's play that game that wasn't played in August or September or whatever. So I could see that for sure. If they really want to play the game too, to honor the Marshall team. Much like, again, the state scenario is very similar. Portions of that ticket sales or concessions or something went to hurricane relief for that year. This year will be about the honoring of the plane crash. Let's do it December 5th. If ECU or Marshall is in the conference championship game, they don't play it.
I think Marshall's got a better shot
obviously,
than East Carolina at this point.
So I don't know if Marshall would commit to we want to play that game, but they could say it with the caveat.
Yeah, because that's how State and ECU did it, right? Like, obviously, we're not going to play if we're in the championship, but if not,
if it's clear, let's play. Let's honor the team. It'll be our own little kind of championship thing. It's a good regional,
like a bowl game,
all in. Yeah. So that makes too much sense to me.
In fact, if there are no bowl games this year, let's schedule 3 more December games.
Why not? But that one makes a ton of sense. Yeah. The September 19th thing, I wish I had more insight or knew, but the only thing that scares me not scares, but I think what John Gilbert said made a lot of sense. Do you want to play that game, and especially if it's an FCS team, wanting it to make sure their testing is what you want, and because you don't want to play that game and then lose guys because after that game they test positive, and you're dealing with a depleted lineup against UCF.
There are so many pros and cons. I was on the con side. There's COVID. You are increasing your risk of injury playing a real game,
even just regular injuries.
You're also taking focus off of UCF for a little while. On the con side of on the pro side of playing, You get some real action before your first conference game. You get a real test. You don't have to keep beating on your teammate for another 2 weeks, another week. So I really do see both sides of it.
Yeah. Because if you don't play before, you're spending at least that first quarter, if not first half, figuring things out. You know, like that's the way that works. I mean, usually the first game of the season, at least the first half is slow, unless you're a team that can just roll. You know, you're Alabama and you just roll out and go. ECU obviously isn't that type of team, and UCF really isn't to some extent either. But
I expect after what I saw the second half of last year, I expect ECU this year to score on their first possession of every game, like they did in the Lincoln Riley era.
There you go.
I really do. Yeah. They have the offense that's back, that is cohesive. And Donnie in year 2.
Yeah.
Now what happens after that, I don't know, but I do expect them to come out of the gate and score.
If they play like the last half of last season,
that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, I mean I would lean toward the first game is UCF.
Yeah,
just the sense I kind of get again because you load up for that game. You know, is it worth risking a game before injury wise, COVID wise, travel, whatever, all the other logistics to me just play a big factor in it. And I think John Gilbert hinted at that. And when it comes down to it, he's the one that really makes the decision. I'm sure the football players and coaches want to play a game before, but it'd be interesting. But I would vote or say they maybe probably don't.
Yeah, I'm 99%, almost 100% sure our first game will be against UCF. I am 48% sure our last game will be against SMU, which means I'm thinking they add one after
that. Last game might be somewhere in here. Will be my.
Oh, you're saying that? I'm saying
they don't get to SMU.
There's that too. I'm saying they add one in December. You're saying they might not make it to SMU.
Yeah,
just because of all the uncertainty with everything. So
the thing that still scares me, I think I said it last week, is at Tulsa, Greenville, at Cincinnati, at Temple, SMU. That October stretch is scary. That's just a lot of flights. It's a lot of planes. It's a lot of states. It's a lot of traffic. You know, I get it. I mean, I understand. You know, and then you come back to play SMU. So if there whatever team members are left, maybe by then are eligible to play. Who
knows? There could be a gap here in November, Ronnie, and then you do play 2 or 3 in December.
Yeah, things are going to get moved.
We have seen, due to hurricanes, ECU and NC State schedule, as you said, but also
that Navy game,
the conference move around games. You know,
remember that hurricane, the Navy game when ECU tried to come back from South Florida.
Yep,
and then there was a hurricane coming in. They moved that.
We've had that stupid Sunday game against UConn because of
that same year,
and that might have been because of a Florida hurricane, not even a North Carolina
somebody
hurricane.
Else's schedule was affected, which then the domino started,
and we got to beat Tarbutt and the Huskies that Sunday.
It has to happen this year, I would think.
Is there any possibility we can get UConn back on the schedule? They're not playing.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe we could play them in
playing football this year.
Let's play them in the spring when they're going to play.
Why not?
We got to continue the UConn win. We're really going to miss out on that this year. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back more with Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with more of hour number 2 after this.
CPW's is currently open 7 days a week, with the bar opening daily at 3 p.m. for cocktails and appetizers, and for dinner starting at 4 p.m. Every Monday and Tuesday at CPW's, receive a free appetizer of your choice when you purchase 2 dinner entrees. The dining room is also available during lunch hours and weekends for private dining, meetings, and events. CPW's also offers drop-off caterings for luncheons, employee appreciation events, weddings, showers, and reunion dinners. CPW's is now offering our streamlined dining room menu of classics and favorites. If there's a legacy menu item that you miss, just ask and we'll do our best to prepare it for you. And for carryout, try easy online ordering at cpws.biz and save 10% off your order just for trying it out. Come see what we're all about. CPW's, corner of Stantonsburg Road and Arlington Boulevard in the Stanton Square Shopping Center, Greenville.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience, with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips, and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
Introducing new Domino's Carside Delivery. Now when you carry out, you don't even need to leave your car. So you don't have to interrupt your favorite song.
It's time to drive down to the rock show.
Or interrupt your kid's favorite song.
We'll be friends just for one day.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Try Domino's Carside Delivery when you carry out 3 topping pizzas for $7.99 each, and we'll carry out your order to your car contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
This is Dr. Elizabeth Robinson with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our extended care clinic is open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard. We treat a variety of urgent orthopedic conditions without an appointment. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at www.orthoeast.com.
Have you heard the news? Villa Verde is now available for dining in. That's right, both locations of Villa Verde are back open on the inside. And on top of that, the original location on 10th Street has been completely remodeled. But if you prefer curbside or takeout, that is still going strong too. Don't forget the Villa Verde family meal deals are a great way to feed your entire family at an affordable price.
This is Jay from Villa Verde, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our locations soon. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
It's almost quitting time, but your family's hunger is gearing up for the night shift. Now you could unload groceries, chop, dice, mince, preheat, heat, slap around the smoke detector, and then celebrate with a big old pile of dishes. Or you could drop a big bow box on it, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, you can clock out and spend some quality time with a delicious dinner. Now when it comes to sneaking a biscuit on the drive home, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Yo, ho, you're listening to Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville's new extended care clinic is now open Saturday and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for any urgent orthopedics care. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to Eastern North Carolina and the Pirate Nation for more than 35 years. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, hour number 2. Got hour 3 on the way, and it's a big hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live because we're going to open up the Pirate Radio Booty Bag, give away a $10 gift card to Pop's Old Fashioned Burgers. The burgers are awesome. I like the cheesesteak from there. Shirley loves the hamburger steak plate.
Big fan.
Big fan. So they have a lot of options for you at Pop's Old Fashioned Burgers. We'll give out a $10 gift card coming up in hour number 3. Got Jamie Pickett joining us, MMA fighter, and won a contract last week, a UFC contract on Dana White's Contender Series. So that's awesome for the Eastern North Carolina native. We'll talk about that and more. Of course, Troy D will be in as well, talking about the latest news of the day regarding ECU football and where we stand as far as practice goes, and look around the state of North Carolina and the world of college football coming up in hour number 3. Ronnie, as I look at your Twitter, you were a little late getting in with us today because there was an impromptu student-athlete unity walk And you were out there covering that, looking at it, taking some pictures, and talking to folks out there. So, what was going on earlier this afternoon?
Yeah, it looked like it started. I was told it started as a football kind of idea. The football players kind of had the idea and got it going, and then it looked like it really in the last day or maybe 24 hours it took off from there, and all of the teams kind of jumped on board. So there was, I saw everybody from women's basketball to men's basketball, Joe Dooley, football coaches, baseball. Talked to Coach Maynor for a minute, Coach Kraft, the track athletes. I mean, it turned into an athletic department-wide type of deal. Even administrators, obviously, with Ryan Robinson and J.J. McLean and John Gilbert and whatnot. But yeah, it started as a football thing, and Chris Sutton, I guess ECU Police. What's Chris Sutton's official title?
He is the captain now.
Yeah, gave a little speech kind of at the start of it and talked a little bit to the athletes about police and kind of their role. And he said, "Hey, I'm supporting this." And so that was I was only there for a little bit, but that was the basics of it. Talked to a few people, and they started a walk in that parking lot behind Dowdy Ficklin, like behind the Minji's basketball practice court. And we're walking, looked like down College Hill and onto campus, and we're going to have a little campus thing. But I guess most students mainly are moving out at this point, so I don't know what's on main campus. Obviously, I don't really go there. I don't really know if there is a lot of people out and about or not. I'm assuming maybe not, or it's at least kind of trickling down. But yeah, it was a lot of athletes, a lot of signs, and it was about just unity and kind of coming together. But to the football team's credit, I was told it started with football and branched out from there, and others joined in. That was kind of the basics of it. So
yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We need more people in the world like Captain Chris Sutton, who is one of the nicest dudes ever. Yeah. And he's been on Pirate Radio quite a bit talking wrestling. And also, we kind of missed out on it this year with no fan attendance, and hopefully there'll be some sort of attendance in fall 2020 for Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, but we always get him on the show to talk about parking procedures and traffic and all that going into a football season, and kind of missed out on that interview. But I did watch wrestling last night, so maybe we'll have to get Captain Sutton on pretty soon, at least to talk about that and some serious topics as well. But a big fan of Captain Chris Sutton. Cool that's going on out there today. Ronnie,
you could probably still talk to him.
Huh?
In a few weeks. There might be a more interesting topic now.
Yeah.
How are they going to control tailgating and no tailgating? And,
now that there's not the influx, what are you looking for out there when it comes to games?
A different conversation.
But yeah. What happens if you do spot a tailgate with 30 people there on ECU campus? I've talked to a lot of people, and they always ask the same question, is ECU playing? Now that question has gone from will there be fans, will there be tailgates? And I said, there will be tailgates, but it'll be at your house.
Yep.
It'll be you grilling out, watching a game together with your buddies, because it won't be happening on the campus of East Carolina. Did see a question in our Facebook live feed, Ronnie, and it was any update on the swim and diving programs? And to answer the question, here's the question. Any updates on ECU swim and dive program coming back? No update.
I haven't heard anything.
And, Ron Mitchelson was in here. Gosh, they all run together. Maybe 2 weeks ago now. And, Troy D kind of brought that up about, any chance of them coming back. And at this point, Ron Mitchelson says no. They're not looking to bring back any sports programs right now with the way the financials are and everything going on. So
even worse than it was, obviously. Yeah. When they cut those programs.
You're right. It hasn't gotten any better or more likely that they would bring back any programs right now. It's only gotten worse, unfortunately. So there's no update, but there's your update on that. Ronnie, we'll let you get out of here so we can kick off hour number 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Thanks for coming by.
Sounds good.
Hopefully you'll have some Zooms to cover at least soon, right?
I feel good this week.
Okay.
At some point. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday. Maybe.
You're on the record tomorrow.
I know. Yeah. I don't feel great about it, but hopeful.
You're being optimistic. Brian Bailey feels pretty good about it. Yeah, he feels pretty good.
Because Bailey, I'll trust Bailey and his knowledge, and I'll side to the expertise and age that he has over me. So I'll jump on the Bailey bandwagon.
In the gambling world, Big Man on Campus has the Heat plus 5.5 tonight. I'm going to tail him. You're tailing Brian Bailey's prediction. that there will be ECU football practice Tuesday.
Yep.
And an official
And if he's
capacity.
wrong, I'm going to blame Bailey.
Yeah,
That wasn't
you're
my fault.
kind of low stakes here.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're following Brian Bailey. So, all right, we'll see what Troy D has to say about that, and also talk to MMA fighter Jamie Pickett coming up in hour number 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Also got to open up the booty bag, $10 gift card to Pops coming up. A big final hour of Pirate Radio Live is on the way after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Jonathan Ellerbe, one of the proud owners and operators of Pirate Radio. As we launch into our 18th year in business, we have a lot of exciting new news to share with you. Our afternoon drive time show, Pirate Radio Live, has a new look and is now streaming every day from our brand new digital studio from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook Live, on our website, pr927fm.com, and in your car on 92.7 FM in Greenville and 104.1 in Washington. The new and improved PRL is hosted by Clip Brock and Shirley Rhodes and will feature the latest breaking news, top-notch guests, and all your favorite Pirate Radio personalities like The Voice, Jeff Charles, Brian Bailey, Stephen Igo, Billy Weaver, Brian North, Tony Collins, Bryce Williams, Ronnie Woodward, Morgan Ehlers, Mike Mullis, plus Troy D and myself. Give us a follow on social media at PR927FM for programming updates, guest alerts, and breaking news. Thank you for your loyalty and support, and I hope you enjoy the new and improved Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Feeling the heat? Then get out of the kitchen. Jersey Mike's has you covered all summer with fresh cold sliced subs. Perfect for parks, picnics, and patios. Order through our app for no contact pickup or delivery. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. This summer, may your days be long, your cannonballs large, and your subs giant. Order Jersey Mike's for your next backyard adventure. Just use our app for no contact pickup or delivery. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Do you think you or your employees might have been exposed to COVID-19? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers easy employer solutions to COVID-19 testing. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Are you trying to reduce clutter? Want to save a tree? Greenville Utilities can help. E-bill is a simple solution. Imagine getting an email letting you know your bill is ready. And with a few clicks on your computer or smartphone, you can review and pay your bill. It's just that easy. Signing up is simple. All you need to do is to log on to your account at guc.com and update your contact information and e-bill setting. You can even continue to receive a paper bill if you'd like. E-bill from Greenville Utilities. Just one of the ways GUC is here for you.
Know what I like most about my new phone from US Cellular?
I don't know.
That it was $700 off.
What? Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest phones. US Cellular. Choose fair.
Promotional pricing requires an unlimited everyday or even better plan. New line, port in, credit approval, qualified smartphone purchase, and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month retail installment contract. Taxes, fees, and additional restrictions apply.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. UBE has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years. Shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UBE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for Pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UBE. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here, Troy D here. Troy, fresh off a visit to UBE.
Indeed, I just left UBE. Store looks great, by the way.
And we got to talk about your shirt, too. Ronnie Woodward brought it up. It's a sweet
Actually, intern
shirt.
Chandler mentioned it as I walked in.
It's a throwback.
Jenny, like everybody that's at Pirate Radio has said something about it.
It looks new, but you said
I was cleaning up my closet. And you ever find those shirts? I don't know if you're like me. I've got way too much stuff in my closet. And I found this one, cleaned it up. It still had the original tags on it.
Yeah.
This was what we call prototype shirt. We never ended up doing this exact shirt, but we had, at the time, this embroidered with the Pirate Radio logo, for those of you listening on radio, on the, on the chest part there, on the left chest. And we didn't do these shirts, but I was like, well, let me try. I remember at the time I couldn't fit into it. It was a large. Usually I'm an XL or double XL guy. And I could fit into it. I was like, I might wear this.
And now you're going to be upset at all the large shirts you've thrown away that you can now fit into.
Fat closet and a not so fat closet. And you never know on the time of year when I might need what shirt, Clip. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that.
Yes.
But, so this is what was
looking good.
Yeah,
looking like you're ready to go represent the Pirate Radio golf team.
Yeah, or at least have an adult beverage somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
Like you could have, if you were at
it's a multi-purpose shirt.
Yeah, you could wear this out to dinner or something.
All right, enough on the shirt.
All right, well, thank you. I appreciate you saying something. You know, it's funny. My kids said something about it too. They're like, Dad, that's a cool shirt. I'm like, it's just a golf shirt, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Must have like a little sheen to it maybe or something.
Your shirt has become the talk of the day around town. I mean, I tell you. All right, big edition, hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live on the way. Going to talk to Jamie Pickett. We've had him on Pirate Radio plenty of times in the past, on Live at 5.
Guy's a stud.
He last week won.
We recognized greatness before other people did.
He won in the Contender Series. Dana White's Contender Series. Won a fight last week. Got a UFC contract. And I guess now is moving on to these big UFC events.
We did a deal with Jamie Pickett before Dana White did a deal. We had him on 3 years ago talking about his career.
I knew somehow you'd take credit for the success.
Jamie is used to live in Greenville. He's out of Wilmington. We're going to hook up with him on the Fixed NC Live line. But talk about, I still consider a Greenville guy who is the newest UFC fighter. We'll talk about his journey and what's next.
Yeah. He's got some big stuff, so that's awesome. Also, we'll talk about what's going on at ECU. We'll get Troy D's prediction on when ECU will get back on the practice field. Been asking all my guests that today. We will get your prediction on the ECU UCF line for September 26th. Also talk about...
Is that out already?
No, it is not. We are just guessing, unfortunately, right now.
It seems a little early for that line to be out.
Everybody's getting their guesses in.
Okay, gotcha.
We'll talk about that. Roy Cooper expected to make an announcement tomorrow regarding restrictions and possibly easing up on that. We'll see. And also the Panthers, no fans, week 1 for their game against the Raiders. Talk about all that and more on Pirate Radio Live. We're back after this.
What's the big deal?
Where can you get pizza, bread twists, specialty chicken, and more for just $5.99 each?
Is it at Domino's?
He hands off hand toss pizza and a marble cookie brownie. He's going!
There's a lot of variety on the radio and at Domino's too, where you can
Mix and match 2 or more. $5.99 each at Domino's.
2-item minimum. Pan pizza, bone-in wings, and bread bowls will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary.
Bostic Sugg Furniture wants to know, how'd you sleep last night? If you're like thousands, the answer is probably not very well. You're tired, stressed, your job suffers, and worse, your health suffers. Get better sleep on a Restonic mattress, a Consumer's Digest Award winner 13 years running. Restonic Queen mattresses start as low as $4.99. Restonic 2-sided Queen mattresses from only $6.99. If you're ready to wake up to a whole new you, we have a Restonic mattress waiting for you exclusively at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
The Frells family lives on a lush piece of land called greener pasture, and they work on it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. With its durable construction and features that hook up to dozens of attachments with ease, no job is too tough. The Frells family runs with us, because this is more than just land, it's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Get quality at every turn with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, with 27 locations in North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. Find out more at qualityequip.com.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ronnie's Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ronnie's Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
It's summertime, and it's no better time to drive away with the quality pre-owned car truck from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust in our team to improve your vehicle's off-road experience. Give us a call for more information, 252-364-8730. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard, across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ronnie Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Hey, Pirate fans, if you're hungry for the best ECU news and information, then you need to be part of the Pirate Radio digital platforms. Keep up with the latest breaking news and information by liking us on Facebook and following us on Twitter and Instagram at PR927FM. Listen live and to all of our archive programming anytime by visiting PR927FM.com. Stay connected beyond your radio dial with all of the Pirate Radio digital platforms. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brown.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Thank you, intern Chandler Honeycutt, running the video production on today's program. Clip Rock, Troy D here in the Pirate Radio studios. We'll get to some ECU, some statewide news coming up a little later on in today's program, but Troy got a great guest on the Fixed NC Live line. Last week, I was looking around Twitter and follow a lot of people from Eastern North Carolina. There's some crossover into MMA fighting fans that are in that mix, and I kept seeing, Jamie Pickett, ! Or Pickett just gave him the 21 Pete and a big win last week, and we're going to talk about it now.
Yeah, we first met Jamie probably about 5 years ago. We were training kind of together in a gym at the time, and
his level of training maybe a little different than yours.
I mean, I taught him a few things.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to say. Let's go to the Fixed NC Live line and get Jamie Pickett on, who is joining us now from Wilmington, North Carolina. Jamie, first of all, welcome back to the show. How are you, my man?
Glad to be back, man. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing good. You remember those days we were working out together, right?
Yes.
But I mean, I remember you were one of the best athletes I had seen at the time. You have a physique, looked like a Greek god. What was your memory? What was your memory of a young Troy D?
Same thing. Same exact imagination you have of me, I have of you. So
you were very motivational. I remember watching you come up. I've seen you fight locally here before. Let's talk about your journey, Jamie. Once again, Jamie Pickett joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Your journey to become a UFC fighter. You signed the deal, and I know it was a dream come true last week with Dana White. Let's go back to last weekend, that experience, and how you have worked your way up to where you are right now.
It was an experience I'll never forget, that's for sure. I was sitting there waiting for him to call my name or not call my name, and when he did, it was just like, a sense of relief of, all the hard work I put in to get to this point, all the driving I've done back and forth to Wilmington and Raleigh and training for these fights and training for this fight in particular. And I was just pretty happy that I set out to do something, and I did it. So now it's time to do more than what I've been doing.
And as we mentioned, Jamie, you started as a personal trainer. Are you still doing that, or is UFC now the full-time job? Are you able to be at that point yet, or not quite there yet?
It's a full-time job for sure.
So
you can't half as it this job. I mean, you got top athletes all over the world coming in to fight, and they're training every day. They're hungry, so you have to put your all in these fights, unless you're going to be on somebody else's highlight reel.
And I've mentioned, I knew you we met about 5 years ago. I know you've been working for this a long time. How old are you now, and what is the average age of a UFC fighter?
A lot of fighters in the UFC is like 40, 42, 44. I'm 32, so I think I'll retire around 38.
Jamie, I saw after you won your fight on the Contender Series for Dana White, and you talked about the glory and having the status of having a UFC contract. You also talked about kind of the reality of it, where you kind of said, hey, I got people to look after, I got bills to pay. You wanted the financial gain of it too. So how about that aspect of it? I think you talked about that too, right?
Oh, I've been very happy, and just seeing how much I'm about to make this year alone, I'm very comfortable. I'll just say that.
What is the future, Jamie, with UFC? So how many fights are you planning to do a year? How long is the contract for? We don't have to get into financial details, but what is the term of the deal?
The contract, I'm pretty sure, is 3 or 4. I think it's 4-fight contract, a deal. So 4 fights, and then I'm eligible to renegotiate my contract or sign with another promotion, which we all know I'm pretty sure going to stay with the UFC and get paid more. So every fight, the plan is to impress. Because the more you impress, the more people want to watch you, the more money you'll make. So I got a 4-fight deal, and after this one, I'll sign a bigger deal.
And you met Dana White. He is, really probably the guy that gets credited for putting MMA on the map as far as a nationwide sport, really international sport at this point, and took something that was just a fringe deal and made it mainstream. He's kind of like what Vince McMahon is to professional wrestling, if you want to look at it that way, as someone that really has taken it to the next level. How much time have you gotten to spend with him? How well do you know him? And is there anything interesting about him that you've learned?
Well, I didn't spend much time with him, but what was interesting is after the fights were over, the only person he walked up and talked to was me. So I was grateful for that. I was happy for that. Pretty much says that he's interested and ready to put me to work, considering that I'm fighting very soon now. You know, they called me literally about 3 hours after the fight. I was already getting a message from my manager that they want me to fight. So,
when is that, Jamie? When is your next fight?
I can't say because we haven't signed a contract for it.
But soon. We'll see you sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah, soon, very, very soon. Like,
all right.
Sooner than you think.
Okay, all right.
I know you are living in Wilmington, but you spend a lot of time and had spent a lot of time in Greenville. Do you still consider yourself from Greenville right now?
That's my adopted home. Greenville is my adopted home, man. That's where I started this journey. That's where I'm from. I'm from Duplin County, but my adopted home is Greenville. Like, I started all my training in Greenville, and I got a lot of help from people in Greenville that helped me push my career, helped me out with eating and places to stay, and financially helped me out. A lot of good people in Greenville, so I'll never, ever forget about Greenville, ever.
What is your schedule like now to train to become a UFC signed fighter? I mean, I remember, as I joked about your physique, but it is probably you were probably one of the strongest guys I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know if you had an ounce of body fat on you, and that just doesn't happen by accident. How many hours does it take in the gym to get to that level? What are you doing a day in and day out workout wise? What is your eating regimen like? I think people would find that fascinating because when it comes to physical appearance and body type, I mean, you've taken it as far as you can take it. As far as if you want to be in shape, you got Jamie Pickett on one end, and then maybe you have the purple guy from McDonald's, Grimace, on the other. You know,
it went a long way.
I know that was a long way. I wasn't trying to offend anybody on the other end. But how do you get to be like Jamie Pickett for folks that are listening right now?
Well, I train as far as fighting goes. Is it like for a fight or just regular day?
I'm just like talking day to day. You got to stay in shape, not just train for a fight, but you're trying to stay in condition. How much time in the gym are you spending? What are you doing? And then how do you eat? What do you eat?
I train. If I was just to stay in shape, I train once or twice a day. And the way I eat is, I'm going to start off with a cold glass of water to get that metabolism going, and I'm going to eat pretty much. Got to have some protein, so I'm going to eat some eggs, no cheese and bread. I stay away from gluten. No bread at all. No gluten, because gluten is like worst thing for your body. It'll get you out of shape quick. So no gluten, and I'll eat like bacon because you need fat. So it's good fat. It's not really too much saturated fat. It's good fat. I eat that. Then I drink a lot of water. I drink like a gallon of water a day. As long as you drink a lot of water, that'll push all the bad toxins out of your body. And stay away from sodium. And if I'm eating sugar, it's good sugar like strawberries and raspberries and blueberries. That's good sugar. But you can't eat a lot of it. A lot of anything is bad, so I won't eat a lot of anything. And I'll eat a big meal in the middle of the day, but at night I won't eat a big meal. I eat like a small meal before 8 o'clock, and it'd be like a complex diet, so like grilled chicken, rice, and broccoli. And then I won't eat anything else. I'll still drink water, but I won't eat anything else.
Jamie, is there a weight that you feel most comfortable at that you try to stay around? You don't want to lose too much or gain too much? Like, what's your top fighting weight you feel comfortable at?
207. But my body, it likes to be at 220. But if I'm in shape and I'm training good, I'll be around 207, 210. 212, but
Clip, it is amazing. My body likes to be at 222, and probably 207 would be my ideal weight. We're just packaged differently, Jamie. Yeah. We just carry it a little bit different.
Different frames.
That would be the difference. When you say train, Jamie, dumb it down for us. Once again, Jamie Pickett, rising star in the UFC, joining us from Greenville, NC, currently in Wilmington. What does train mean to you? Like, when you're just maintaining, tell us what your training regimen is, and then when you're getting ready for a fight, what are you doing?
Well, I'll train in the afternoon, and I'll do like weights, and then I'll do cardio after. But I won't lift. Other people think I lift a lot of weights. I don't. So I won't squat over 135. I won't bench press over 135, and I won't curl over 30 pounds. I don't lift heavy weights. I do a lot of reps of everything.
So it for you, it's more about the repetition than it is the weight. Because I see guys in the gym back when gyms were open, and they would just grab as much as they could do. And you're telling me that's not always the. I mean, because as I said, you look phenomenal, and you don't have to do that.
Right. If you want to bulk up and get real big, yeah, go for it. But if you want to be shredded, lifting heavy weight ain't gonna do it. You're gonna have elbow problems and knee problems and all that stuff. I don't do that. I don't have any problems with any bones in my body. I'm very healthy. I don't put a lot of strain on my joints, and I never will.
How long do you spend in the gym once you're there, and what's different when you're getting ready for a fight?
I'll be in the gym for like 45 minutes training, but I won't be talking to anybody. I'll say hey to people, but I'll be working. I won't stop. I'll do what I have to do. But when I'm training for a fight, I train 4 times a day, depending on the day. So Fridays I won't train at all. I'll train once, and Sunday I won't train at all. But Saturday I'll train. Well, Friday and Saturday I only train once because Saturday is sparring, so I only train once on Friday and Saturday. I won't train on Sunday. Monday through Thursday I train. On Monday I train 4 times a day. On Monday, Tuesday is 3 times, Wednesday is 4, and Thursday is 3 times a day.
Wow!
And every session is an hour or hour and a half.
Clip, what do you think?
I think the biggest difference between you and Jamie is the talking. He said he's there 45 minutes, no talking. How much talking would you do at the gym in 45 minutes?
45 minutes worth. But I'd space it out. I'd try and work out 45 minutes, talk 45 minutes, and it would all be Jamie, we talked a lot. I mean, you know me. I wasn't afraid to talk. I was training Zed back in those days. Remember that?
Yeah.
He thought he was training me. I was training him. What about remember the nickname I gave you? I really thought this would stick. I still think there's potential.
What did you tell me I was? I can't remember.
All right, I gave you the nickname. I said, man, I saw you fight one time and you just choked the heck out of this guy. And he tapped out. And I said, damn, you choked him like your arm was like a python on that guy's neck. I said, yes. Jamie, the Python Pickett has a great ring to it. It's appropriate. What do pythons do? They choke their prey. How does that... Do I need to trademark that, Jamie? I mean, how big are you going to make this thing? Because I still think the Python Pickett has a great ring to it. We take you national.
It does. It does have a good ring to it.
Just save me a seat. All I want is a ticket, like a front row ticket to your, when you're in Vegas doing UFC.
Unfortunately, Troy, I talked to our previous guest, Jeff Nadu, last hour, and so we had Jamie Pickett coming on, and he said, "Oh, the Night Wolf." He's already got a nickname that people know him by.
Jamie, this is what I'm saying, though. It's not too late to make an adjustment. People do it all the time.
The Night Wolf is it's been pretty catchy. Everybody's been sticking to it.
The Night Wolf.
I came with a name, and it's pretty much taken off, man. Everybody calls him that. Like, I'll be in the gym, like, hey, Night Wolf.
How did that start? So how did the Night Wolf start? How did you get Jamie? How did you get the Night Wolf nickname?
Well, because my mom, people don't know if you go on my Instagram and stuff, you look at my pictures. There's pictures of my hair long. My hair, it doesn't go into like a fro like a regular, like you think a black guy hair would go. The reason why my hair hangs down is because of my mom. My mom is Native American, black and white, because of her grandparents. So. On my dad's side is Native American as well. So my hair is it was really good, man. Like it's just it's just different. So I found out that we were from Cherokee and all that, and Blackfoot. So I started looking into like my heritage and stuff, my African heritage, my Irish heritage, my Native American heritage, and I learned that a lot of Cherokees worship wolves. And I was already obsessed with wolves anyways. Like I'm like a encyclopedia about wolves. So when I was playing the Mortal Kombat game, I was playing with the Night Wolf, and I was like, you know what? That's what I should be called. I should be called Night Wolf. And it stuck.
Yeah.
It's been there.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still like Python Pickett, but hey, look, Nightwolf is cool too. Maybe there's room for both. All right, what have you had trouble training at all with gyms being closed with all this COVID situation, or do you have your own private stuff where you're just doing it at your house? Stuff. Okay, so you're not even going in the public anymore and working out.
Well, now I do, but when there's a COVID stuff going on, I have private sessions.
I got you. So that didn't prevent you.
Masks and all that stuff.
That didn't prevent you.
I never wore a mask, man. I don't really wear a mask unless I'm like, they're telling me you have to wear a mask. That's just a few people in my gym that got COVID or whatever when it first started, and my teammates did, and I train with them every day, and they got set out, but I didn't get COVID. Like everybody was getting sick around me, but me. So,
Jamie,
I'm fortunate for that.
We talked to you on this program about 3 years ago. You were just getting started. Now we're talking to you today. You've signed the UFC contract. If we talk to you 3 years from now, where's Jamie Pickett?
Hopefully, I'll be fighting for a title. That's the plan. I'll be fighting for a title.
That'd be awesome.
Jamie,
I really think that I can get there.
Before we let you go, you can't say when we'll see you again. When do you think it will be announced? When will you be able to say when we can see you? How close is that contract being signed, and we'll see you in the octagon?
I should know by Friday.
Awesome.
Are you up in Greenville anymore? Some still, Jamie?
I come to Greenville every now and then. Think about managers there, Lamont Chapel, LCA Promotions is there.
Yep.
So I go there and talk numbers with him and do different things.
Awesome.
So I should be coming up there soon, actually, to talk numbers with him.
Let's stay in touch, and maybe we can work out a studio visit next time you're up here, and we can talk more about it. Bring Lamont with you, too, a great former Pirate. So talk to both you guys, and I know he's excited to have you on his team, no doubt about it. But, man, we're really proud of you, Jamie. I got to tell you, I think you got a bright future. You're a great guy and phenomenal athlete. So best of luck as you continue your career with the UFC. And you got a lot of folks, I'll tell you, throughout Greenville and the Pirate Nation that are going to be following you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Jamie Pickett, our special guest on the Fixed NC Live Line.
That was awesome.
Great dude, and a really nice guy. That's one thing kind of I remember about him. Just always had a smile on his face. Just always kind of go-lucky, happy guy. And, and you got to have you got to have an edge now if you're going to be successful at the UFC. You got to have some anger inside you, but he wasn't that guy towards everybody else. I mean, I think he's got that competitive drive that will take him to where he wants to go, Clip, but he's not a jerk about it. He's not, an a-hole or, and some of those guys are, as you know. But I think Jamie Pickett, dirty little secret, is one of the nice guys in the business, and always enjoyed whenever we got a chance to talk or hang out.
And I was looking at the schedule for UFC events coming up because he said, you'll see me sooner than you think. And I was thinking about it. These UFC fights, Troy, sometimes have been made within a week. Like, I don't think Jamie's going to be fighting this weekend, but if due to COVID or due to an injury or weight class, they can put together a fight really fast once you're under contract with the UFC. So, well, stay tuned, folks. We'll let you know, but I'm excited now to see him, whether it be a UFC Fight Night event or one of the big weekend deals that they do.
And I think, too, even if people aren't, UFC fanatics and they're not sitting there watching every fight, some people are. Some people, that's their favorite sport. But if you're just casual, I think there will be people that would tune in for him.
If you have a rooting interest,
I think it totally changes it.
Yeah.
When you know the person directly involved, and even if you don't know him personally, you know of him, you've heard his story here today, it gives you somebody to follow in the sport.
And it is pretty neat. You guys were kind of bringing up in Lamont Chapel's name that they had the fight at Greenville at the convention center, right?
Yeah, I remember watching Jamie there. He was one of the headliners back then.
And now he's on the biggest stage, the grandest stage. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that rise.
It's and I think he's got a huge upside. Not to sound like Mel Kiper Clip, but he's got great range of motion, strong fighter,
quick twitch, great wingspan.
Yeah,
he's got it
strong thrust. And an arm that'll choke you out like a python, buddy.
What kind of scouting are you watching that says strong thrust?
With his arm. Boom.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Let's take a time out. As we go to break.
Don't worry about what I scout.
Okay, just curious.
The Python Pickett, I still like it. The Nightwolf, though. Pretty cool.
Nightwolf's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I do like that Jeff Nadu knew him as the Nightwolf.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh, you mean the Nightwolf?
Yeah. And that wasn't even set up. Like, I thought, you guys must have talked about it. Boom.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Do we have the booty bag ready, Shirley? Has the booty bag left the room? We had a lot of issues earlier today. I'm just glad Shirley,
it's been one of those days.
Hasn't freaked out and choked Chandler or me.
Well, she's got a lot of rage on the inside right now.
She would be a great UFC fighter.
She would be. And they have a female division. Shirley would probably kill somebody. I said something to her earlier. She's like, I know, they said that earlier. I'm like, okay, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, we had some computer issues, and if you'll...
No, let's do it a cappella.
Oh, God, no.
Ready? I'll do it with you.
All right.
I'll do it all three of us. Ready?
Oh, wait.
No, let's all do it.
I got it.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere. 317-1250.
That was impressive right there.
Very good.
That's what we call... What would the kids call that with the... what do you...
Oh, dear.
It's a term. Where it's like voice enhanced. Rappers use it a lot. Yeah, that was almost like an auto tune live. That was like an auto tune. We're doing it live. It was recorded too. The kids,
kids.
My kids, they say, Dad, have you heard this auto tune? I'm like, no.
All right, 317-1250. Caller 12, $10 gift card to Pops Old Fashioned Burgers.
Clip Brock auto tune sounds awesome.
Thank you, sir. And you as well. Caller 12 wins. If you have not won this month, we'll open it up to everybody tomorrow. Because can you believe it, Troy? Can you believe
September will be here before you know it?
Yes, it will.
Time is flying by. I mean, and if you are a fan of August, you better enjoy tonight because this is your last chance.
Sorry for you August fans.
For you August 2020 people, this is it. Live for the moment because the moment is now.
317-1250, caller 12 wins. We're back after this.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
Are your workouts more fun than this? Well, if they are, then I want to sign you to an endorsement deal with Michelob Ultra. I'm looking for anyone and everyone who makes working out a blast. If that's you, head to TeamUltra.com for a chance to score awesome perks like Team Ultra gear and more. That's TeamUltra.com to enter.
No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 21 plus. See official rules at TeamUltra.com. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Pitt County Schools families, the month of August is here and school will certainly be different this year. If you are starting school 100% virtually or are attending school face-to-face on alternating weeks, we are looking forward to resuming the purpose of our system, and that's the education of the children in Pitt County in an excellent and a safe manner. For videos with our leaders, FAQs, and so much more information to answer your questions, visit our Road to Reopening page on our website at pittschools.org or keep up with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Remember, we'll face this upcoming school year together because we are Pitt County Schools strong.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
I'm Dan Forrest. Closed schools deny our children their friends, sports, proms, graduations, their childhoods. Once past, these moments are gone forever. There's no scientific reason that justifies the pain and sadness we're causing our children. What's more, closed schools don't work for working parents. Deciding whether to educate your child or work to feed them is a choice no one should have to make. I'm Dan Forrest. When I'm governor, we will protect the vulnerable and reopen our schools. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Dan Forrest.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue.
In the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. You could also be eligible for a full tuition scholarship. Lead the team that makes a difference. To learn more, contact Dale Anderson at 252-622-5346 or Anderson, DAL, at ecu.edu. Paid for by the United States Army.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach.
Your U.S. Cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now.
Taking a look at your stock market for today, the Dow was down 223 points and closed out at 28,430. The NASDAQ was ahead 79 at 11,775, and the S&P is down 7 at an even 3,500. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. And as we head back into Pirate Radio Live clip, NC State has announced that they will not have any spectators in their fall sports at least through the month of September.
Saw that news during the break, Shirley. Thank you very much. And, of course, East Carolina will kick off the football season, or is scheduled to at least, on September 26th, so the end of September, when UCF comes to town. And we've got North Carolina, NC State, the Carolina Panthers earlier today, making it official, no fans to start the football season. And, Troy, that decision and announcement for ECU, you would think, would be coming up pretty shortly, right?
Well, listen, a lot of this stuff, especially with this COVID situation, it's a monkey see, monkey do deal. One of the bigger, UNC Chapel Hill does something, and then, what did they do first? They sent their students home.
Yeah.
Online only. And then, the number of other universities have followed suit, including ECU. With this news today, with the Panthers, with NC State, North Carolina saying the same thing, I find it hard to believe that ECU is going to be able to be on an island, at least when they start their season, if these other schools aren't having fans in the stands. And I still don't think that necessarily it'll even be possible, depending on what happens with the state restrictions. Now, I know Governor Easley's having a press conference tomorrow. They're going to talk about. Sorry, God, that was a throwback. Yeah. Governor Easley. Jeez, what's that? Whatever happened to Mike Easley? By the way, man, he got out of politics. You haven't heard from him since. Yeah, Governor Cooper. Yeah. Anyway.
Making an announcement tomorrow.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to be an announcement about stadiums. No. I think it's going to concern other things and maybe possibly easing up on some of the other restrictions they have. I don't think he's going to say, yeah, we're good to go and everybody can fill up a stadium. I don't see it. I think that potentially could stay the same. So we'll follow it. We'll see what happens. But it looks like it's just unlikely that there's going to be able to be fans in the stands, at least to start the season here. I mean, especially with all these other announcements coming from these bigger programs and the NFL.
Yeah.
In the state.
Correct. Congratulations, Pam Odom, our winner today out of the Pirate Radio Booty Bag, won a $10 gift card to Pop's Old Fashioned Burgers. They have great other selections there, too, including the hamburger steak, which Shirley is such a big fan of. Shirley, what you got?
I was going to say, if you want to know where Mike Easley is, he is still a practicing attorney in the state of North Carolina.
All right, how about Bev Perdue? Whatever happened to old Bev?
Give me one moment.
Now?
You know what Mike Easley's tagline is if you hire him as a lawyer?
What's that?
If you hire me, you'll win easily.
Nicely done, Cliff. Yeah, that sounds like something corny I'd come up with. I like that.
Now that I'm hosting this every day, I'm turning into Troy.
Yeah, this is good. And you've used a lot of my catchphrases, I noticed, which is good.
And
things do fly by.
I watched Cobra Kai. So, now I'm all into the 80s and the best around.
It's funny. I've watched Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3 recently with my kids when we had a lot of quarantine time. Or downtime, I should say. We weren't quarantined, but we had a lot of downtime. There wasn't a lot going on. So I've watched all 3 Karate Kids again.
You're ready to go then.
I didn't watch the original one since it came out. It was kind of cool to see that again. I forgot how much he got beat up in that movie. Man, he got pummeled in that thing.
LaRusso?
Yeah.
LaRusso?
Yeah. But now I want to see what happens. I remember seeing the promos for Cobra Kai.
So this is the series on Netflix.
It's awesome.
And you're saying it's all up there now.
You got to check it out. Yeah, 2 seasons on Netflix, 20 episodes. So
is each episode an hour?
I don't know. It might be less than an hour,
40 minutes or so. That's a lot, but that's a lot of time I'm going to have to commit.
You don't have to do it. Do other things.
The problem is once I watch one, I'll get hooked. And then next thing I know, I've got an evening bender on Cobra Kai, and it'll be 6 in the morning, and I haven't slept.
I don't want to make your life any more difficult, Troy. And if watching this show is going to do that, then please.
There's a lot of things to consider here, Clip.
Yes, there is.
A lot of moving pieces.
But you're the best around, so I thought you'd really enjoy.
I'm going to watch it.
The music, the references, everything.
Oh, is it so? But these guys, they're not in the 80s, though, are they?
No.
Yeah, these are guys that
But
grown
much
up.
like you, they do relive their glory days.
Awesome.
So
love it.
Daniel and Johnny are all grown up.
What about the old? Did he die?
Mr. Miyagi's passed away.
Yeah. But has he come back like memories and
he does, and they show a lot of the old movie.
Yeah,
and I don't want to a bit of a spoiler, but the trainer, the Cobra Kai sensei.
Oh yeah,
what still alive and still and in the show.
Huge jerk.
Yeah, so it's good. Everybody,
he's just a bad person, Clip.
He is. He's a bad guy.
He should be better.
Shirley, what you got?
Okay, you asked about Bev Perdue. After she left office in 2013, she founded something called DigiLearn, which is called it's a nonprofit that funds training for teachers to help them engage in student learning through technology.
Wait, did she set up this whole online learning stuff? Is this a conspiracy?
Is friends with Roy Cooper.
Wow, we just uncovered it all.
She also served as a resident fellow at the Harvard School of Politics and at the as a distinguished visiting fellow at the Sanford School of Public Policy at Duke.
Man.
And now she is in the process of writing a book describing her experiences in her political life.
All right.
She
sounds important.
Yeah. How about Jim Hunt? Remember him? Jim Hunt.
What am I in freaking school?
He was doing it for the children of the state.
I mean, when I say I'm doing research, it's not on former governors.
I'm just curious. I don't know.
Shirley is.
We've gone down this wormhole, Shirley. We might as well go ahead and explore it.
Steve says the Cobra Kai episodes are 30 minutes apiece.
30 minutes. Okay, so that's
that frees
not too
up
bad.
a little time for you, Troy.
You could knock out at least 4 a night.
All right.
So that's a 2-hour commitment. I could do that.
Okay.
So 8 to 10 could be Cobra Kai time.
All right. Let's get our questions of the day before I forget.
All right.
While you bring up past politicians in North Carolina. ECU, when will they return to practice?
This week.
Okay. I'll take that.
I don't know about tomorrow. Possible as early as tomorrow, as late as Friday.
So this week.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take that.
I'd say they come back this week.
What will the spread be when it comes out when ECU takes on Central Florida?
I'd say ECU is going to be a 17-point underdog.
Okay. I went 17.5, so we're in the same ballpark.
Okay.
Georgia Tech and UCF will square off a week before that game at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. That's their only game before they play the Pirates.
Yeah, that'll be one to watch.
Yes.
Good
yes,
scouting
indeed.
opportunity.
Are you going to run the table with all my guests today? I was so fired up for football, and everybody I have on my show, huge football fans. None of them watched the game on Saturday night. Troy, did you watch the game?
I did watch some of it.
Yes.
I did.
All right. Thank you.
I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some of it. And I was flipping back and forth, honestly, Cliff, between the high school game and the Austin P game.
I did not watch any of the high school. I saw a lot of people tweeting about it.
It was pretty good, actually, because they had, I think, one of them was on ESPN, the other was on ESPN2, and I forget which one was which.
Austin P Central Arkansas was on ESPN.
Okay, then the other one was on ESPN2, but both of them pretty good games, and I wanted to tune in to see if Austin P could do it. It looked like they were winning when I was watching.
They were winning at the end, and then Central Arkansas scored a late touchdown. So
I did not stay up till see the end.
Did you watch any NASCAR by chance?
Clip, first of all, I didn't. When are they going? It was Saturday, right?
Saturday night.
What? When are they going back to Sunday? Like, I keep thinking NASCAR is a Sunday sport. They keep running these darn things on Saturday, and we've got this fantasy draft that we did for our drivers.
Yeah.
And the last pick's always a garbage pick. It's a throwaway pick, but we debated whether we even wanted to go that far down in the draft. Now your garbage pick is winning.
Sorry to you William Byron fans, but
it's unbelievable.
He's my garbage pick.
I haven't had a win in NASCAR in like over a month.
Yeah. You've had a bad year.
When does the season end?
The playoffs begin this week, so we're getting close.
It's very frustrating. It's hard being a NASCAR fan this year, Clip.
Yeah, when you lose every race, it is tough.
I mean, I feel like I'm funneling you money for your kid's college account.
Lily appreciates you. I can tell you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, this has been the worst pool I've ever been in.
It really has. I mean, yeah, Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson can't sniff a win.
Yeah.
And I
had good guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Just not working out.
No.
You had the Kyle Larson, unfortunately, who decided to not race after some comments. And by the way, he is winning every race. Have you seen this? Of course. Like he's doing dirt tracks and stuff. Of course. Unfortunately, that doesn't count in our pool. So sorry about that.
It's like a LeBron going back to play an AAU game.
He's just dominating.
Wow, this guy's really good. Yeah, no kidding.
Well, he should go up to the big leagues. We got to get one more break in. Let's do that now. We'll wrap up today's edition of Pirate Radio Live and Troy D, Shirley, Chan, and the crew after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, save over $9,000 off on the all-new 2020 Buick Envision. Remember, Brown & Wood is the home for the lifetime powertrain warranty for all makes and models.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
This is Stephen Igo, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
In studio with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you guys have a disinfecting service for homes and businesses.
Yes, we have a 2-step process that includes disinfecting and also provides 30 days of protection to all surfaces treated. We're doing this for 10 cents a square foot in businesses and $10 a room in your home.
Mike, how can folks get in touch with you?
Call me directly at my cell, 252-999-0001. Again, 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Or fixednc.com.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash on 10th Street is now open. The 10th Street location is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. These Fast Passes will be good at all 3 Greenville locations. Visit us on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and now on East 10th Street.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Summertime is here with hot temperatures, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It's easy to recognize pests invading your home, but a lot of people forget about moisture destroying your home's crawl space. Pest Tech is celebrating its 20th year protecting your homes using dehumidifiers, professional-grade liners, and most importantly, our licensed and highly trained technicians. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com for a free estimate on moisture control and the other silent destroyer, termites. Trust your home to the best. Pest Tech of Greenville, your East Coast exterminating professionals.
The dog days of summer are here, and Pip Printing is excited to be partnered with Pitt County Humane Society and Pirate Radio to make Greenville greater than ever. This is Donald Stocks from Pip Printing, and if you're headed to the beach, the river, or the pool, then stop by and see us and pick up a new t-shirt and 2 koozies for only $20. Help rescued pets here in Pitt County and make Greenville greater than ever, and by getting your shirts and koozies at Pitt County Humane Society or Pip Printing today.
Yo ho, yo ho,
radio. It's Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Atlantic Wireless is your local authorized U.S. cellular agent and now offers curbside service and free home delivery. In addition to phone service, Atlantic Wireless has a great selection of tablets and now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. And since Troy D has just got to know, I do know where former Governor Jim Hunt is. He sits on the chair, or he's the board chair at the Hunt Institute, which is an institute he founded to help further public education.
Yeah.
In the state of North Carolina.
Very governor-like, like straight out of Central Casting to me. When you think of a governor, Jim Hunt, always in a tie, just look the part.
All right.
There
is your Where Are They Now?
Thank you.
Political edition.
I appreciate that. Good stuff.
All right, fun hour 3 here on Pirate Radio Live. Great to catch up with Jamie Pickett.
Yeah, what a stud.
Stay tuned. Pirate Radio will let you know when and where you can watch him again. He said it's going to be sooner than you think, and he cannot say when now because the contract has not been officially signed. The good news is he has a 4-fight contract with the UFC, and that's good for Jamie. That's good for his pocket as well.
Yeah. Speaking of contracts, Clip, we got a new contract. Pirate Radio listeners on the radio side, 92.7 FM here in Greenville, Winterville, 104.1 FM in Washington. Of course, our heritage stations at 1250 and 930 on the AM dial. We are the newest CBS Sports Radio affiliate, so you'll be hearing CBS Sports Radio. We're not doing local programming, or we're not doing live NFL games or Baltimore Orioles games or anything else like that. So CBS Sports Radio, we think it's a great addition to our broadcasting family here. So we appreciate folks hopefully getting a chance to tune in, which brings back Jim Rome. We've come full circle. We started the station many years ago, Rome, and now Rome a part of the CBS Radio family. So you'll be able to hear Rome noon to 3 on Pirate Radio.
I'm a huge Rome fan, always have been. Troy, you've kind of...
Best of times, worst of times.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's the same as he's always been. I listened today. It sounded almost more like a regular show.
Yeah, when he's on his game and he's talking sports and interviewing people, he's as good as anybody in the business.
I disagree. I like all the other stuff.
You like the shenanigans.
The inside jokes, the callers, all that crap.
See, that stuff drives a lot of people I know crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's
why they have more than one flavor of ice cream, Clip.
Very well said.
Because some people love Rocky Road and other people just want vanilla.
And me, I like the swirl. I like them both together.
That's beautiful. Me too.
All right, there you go.
That really is unity in ice cream.
Unity in ice cream. If we could all live like we eat our ice cream.
Yeah, I like the swirl too.
The world would be a better place.
Yeah.
Shirley's cutting us off.
That's it. Man, this flies by.
Well, because I'm hungry. You talking about ice cream.
So
Dang
long
it, I want
August.
some ice cream now.
September, here we come. We're making it through another month.
Do you remember?
Oh, we got to have that.
No, we don't.
We can't.
Yeah, sorry. Well, we can, but it gets complicated. Let's not burden the audience with our issues.
Troy D's. We should do a Pirate Radio podcast where we play all the music we can't play on this show that we want to hear, and get hyped up.
We could also say all the things we want to say.
That's also true. All right, Troy. We'll see you again on Thursday.
We say those things anyway, Clip.
We do.
I will see you Thursday. It will be a fun program. I think Igo will join us in hour 3 too.
Yep, he'll be here Thursday with us at 5.
Put the band back together, Clip.
That'll be fun. Shirley Chandler, great job as always. We'll see you guys Tuesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. Troy D, give me the sign-off.
So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the pirate nation.